following is an archived podcast presented by the Branson and Hudson Foundation for Podcast Recovery. This podcast is entitled The Terre Haute Hills Neighborhood Association Meeting for September 19th, 2019. It is the first and only episode of the podcast. Welcome to episode 1.
Welcome to the Terre Haute Hills Neighborhood Association meeting for September 19th, 2019. We're calling the meeting here at 6 p.m. We have coffee and donuts in the back for anyone interested. I think Mrs. Mayer brought some bottled water and some cookies, so thanks to Mrs. Mayer. Let's go around and state our names for the record here. I got everything set for the recording. I'll start. My name is Frank Farm, president of the Neighborhood Association as of 1 week. And I am the owner and operator, small businessman for Frank Farm's Freak Farm, a business I run for parties and corporate events and things like that. Why don't everyone go around and state your names?
Spine Honeycrisp. I'm Frank's brother here, his brother-in-law. Frank hires me for multiple tasks around the neighborhood. I'm a handyman, musician, magician, clown, bartender, criminal, and detective at times. And that's, a lot of other things too, but I can't think of them.
My name is George Produce. I am the chief lieutenant of the Neighborhood Watch. I am also the owner of Crab Blasters, a seafood restaurant on Route 35. We have 3.7 out of 5 stars on Yelp. And I am the recent owner of an M1 Abrams tank that helps me patrol the neighborhood that I bought on the dark web with the help of my son, Michael Produce.
My name is Thomas Warhammer Milkbone. I live at 476 Guildenstern. I'm 65 years old. I am widowed, but not looking. For the new move-ins, you may know me as the barefoot guy who wanders around the cul-de-sac. As for the more established residents, you know I've been building up some calluses on my feet for a few years now. I was the announcer for the high school girls varsity basketball team from 1992 to 2004, Gold Bobcats. But I was forced into retirement for being a hot mic during the halftime, where I said some pretty unpolished views on low-income housing. Anyways, I serve on town council since 2006. My highest achievement is getting this neighborhood that fire hydrant we all know and love. That's pretty much it for me. Oh yes, I also run the neighborhood newsletter for, it's just called the Guildenstern Gazette. It has a full featured comics page illustrated by yours truly.
Well, hey, Frank, you didn't say he said all that stuff. You didn't say I could say all that kind of stuff. Let me say some more stuff about me.
What else would you like to say?
Well, I got cover bands. I want to get some gigs. I do cover bands for parties. You hire me for.
You listed like all 7 of your
birthday
jobs.
parties, bar mitzvahs, bris, stuff like that. I have cover bands, the Gimme Shelters, the Jackson 5-2, the Rock and Roll Kings, and then just one called Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I like that.
You got sued by that. That's not something you should keep saying.
What are they going to come back and find out we're still using it? Who cares?
They took down your Spotify page, so now how are you going to get the word out if
put
you
on
ever go
SoundCloud.
big?
They let me do it.
All right.
My nephew does it.
I guess now that we're...
Mostly I drive around the neighborhood in my golf cart, listening to the boss, fixing up stuff here and there, fixing the penises and Bart Simpson's little shits around here, drawn to the wet sidewalk cement. But other than that...
I would say that, the reason why they keep doing the wet sidewalk drawings is because every time they ruin your wet sidewalk, you just pour more wet cement over the top of it in order... to cover it up.
Those kids use those as jumps. They use those little cement hills as jumps for their bikes.
But they keep drawing in it because you keep putting more wet cement around here, which you are not cleared to do, by the way, which I have not told you to do. And speaking of
sometimes you got to work around the code.
Speaking of stuff that we're not supposed to be doing, Thomas, you are not allowed to write your name on that fire hydrant. I know that you petitioned to City Hall for it, but you cannot write Thomas's fire hydrant on it.
Okay, it's a temporary placement. I'm ordering a plaque for it, all right? Just for now, I just want people to know, it was dedicated to the council member who's the reason that it's there in the first place. This whole neighborhood is a tinderbox. It'll light up at any second. Without that, fire hydrant,
The fire hydrant was a terrible idea. The kids just keep opening it up and spraying water everywhere, which is, I mean, I told you it was going to happen. It's kind of cool.
I understand, which is why I'm using this episode to announce that we will be having a second fire hydrant 10 feet away from the original one.
Well, why don't we just get the tank to watch the fire hydrant? And I think
it would be an honor to watch the fire hydrant. You know, I have wanted to use the tank for quite a while. I had my eye on it, and now that I have it, I'm really starting to do some good work with it. I did get off to a bit of a rough start with the tank. When I was first driving it around, I took it into traffic, and when I was at a red light, somebody honked at me, and I got startled, and I fired one into the third floor of a nearby La Quinta Inn. Well, thankfully, no one was hurt.
It's a lie.
Well, yeah, technically, it's not true. 40 people were hurt, but in honor of the victims, I am going to sue the woman who honked at me. So all will be done.
Well, hopefully the courts will find justice. And, you know, I really do think that's an improper design for an Abrams tank. If it does have what looks to be a car steering wheel on the inside of it, the fire missile button shouldn't be what is traditionally the honking the horn sign.
And listen.
So anyone would have made that mistake on their first ride in an Abrams tank.
And to the judge, it's not going to happen again. He's not going to have to take it into traffic again, probably. It's going to stay in the neighborhood where he keeps it. And, you know, George, I had an idea. You could take the tank and you can open a little Crab Blasters food truck, but it'll be a food tank, the first food tank. You know, you can serve stuff by the fire hydrant. And you can make a killing, and then you can let the kids. You know, you can let the kids shoot the shells or whatever they do.
Oh, they would love that.
You can
crab, lobster.
They could buy like $18 wristbands for like 4 hours of shooting shells from the tank. It'd be awesome.
Oh, I could purchase like 1,000 of those little bibs on the dark web and give them out to the kids.
You could just buy regular bibs from a regular
all those shells could be launched over into the neighboring neighborhoods, Dry Hills, those fuckers. Sorry, excuse me. But, you know, they've been trying to creep onto our territory for years, and Frank and I are fed up. We're not going to stand for this anymore.
Well, you know, we can always take it back to them at the Dry Hills.
We run this place,
Neighborhood Association, with the annual softball game, which I am preparing for by taking steroids. But that's something we can get into. That's at least 3 months away. We play it in the dead of winter, so our metabolism stays high during the winter months where we typically gain a lot of weight. If that's all for introductions, does anyone else have any more businesses or personal achievements or nephews?
Well, lately, what I've been doing in my
mention?
car is I've been driving around. I've been carrying a couple bags of bread around in my cart to keep the geese away from stuff. You know, people are fed up with the geese. They're mean. They're nasty. They hiss. And I'll carry 2 bags of bread. One bag's for them that I poison, and then there's a bag for me. I got a bag for me too.
Well,
Spine, do you have them labeled?
Have you ever confused them?
The first week I did once, and I was out of commission for that a 4-day weekend I took. But
yeah, and
it's not enough to take out a man just to herd a geese.
I
had a whole bag of poisoned bread, and I'll tell you what, that stuff just cleared me out.
Wait, how much bread do you eat a day?
Well, usually, I mean, I go to Costco, as you know. I use your wife's card. My sister, love her. But I go and I'll buy somewhere between 24, 32 bags a week, and I'll split up depending on my appetite. I'll probably eat about like 3 bags a day of bread while going around the neighborhood. It's to keep up my energy levels, carbs, and also the kids love to like have a slice. Like they'll say, "Hey, Mr. Spine, what's up?" And I throw them all a slice.
They know you as the bread guy.
Well, don't give the children any slices.
Well, I told them not to tell. They don't tell. We're cool.
I'm saying
we got to maintain a relationship with the kids, man.
The number one. Let me just reiterate for everyone. Our number one goal as a neighborhood association is to not poison any children. So let's just keep that in mind.
I didn't mix it up
The
anymore.
Neighborhood Watch agrees, yes.
Maybe if the child has been naughty or something, we can bring it to a vote if we want to begin the poisoning process.
I'm a man of trial and error. After I messed myself up that first week, I now take the bag of bread I want to give to the geese and I dunk it in green paint. And then I have the green paint bag, and it means poison.
Well, that is smart. Let's all strike the bread conversation from the record. It has been resolved without any further action being needed.
Excellent.
So thank you. It's fine.
Do you have any crazy more questions, Frank? I got it under control.
All right. It's not a crazy question. I feel like it was a very reasonable question. Whenever poison and bread is involved, we have to stay relevant. So why don't we go over the minutes from last meeting? If anybody has, we can propose new business afterwards. Let's review what happened last week. If there is anything you guys want to dispute or reword on how I took down the notes and my order of what happened, go ahead and just interrupt with a nay. If you agree, say aye.
Like a horse?
I'm going, like a British Parliament system is kind of what I'm going for here, without like the yelling and the incest.
Is there any in between if there's a middle ground?
You can say meh.
All right.
All right, meeting minutes for September 12th, 2019. At 7 p.m., former President John Ron Howdy starts the meeting and attendance is taken. 7:05, we went over last meeting's minutes. There's a little bit of annoyance that John Ron Howdy keeps going on and on about his theory that there is a goblin living in the neighborhood. An elderly man who we do not think even lived in the neighborhood suggests that it was a ghost, to which John Ron Howdy says that he does not believe in ghosts because he is a devout Baptist. From 7:06 to 7:30, John Ron Howdy and the unnamed elderly man argue passionately about ghosts, ghouls, creepy crawlies, goblins, Draculas, Frankensteins, Bigfoot, chupacabras. They argue about zombies. They argue about little baddies and big baddies and little scabbies and nasties. So they go over talking about the little nasties for about 24 minutes. And that's kind of when pandemonium started to set off at 7:31 at the culmination of that argument, where they both agreed that they are now Baptist. Neighborhood martial law is declared as the crowd turns against John Ron Howdy after he closes the meeting minutes and states that the next task on his agenda is for us to watch him practice his new magic trick. He can't even do it. He just wanted to watch him practice. And he kept doing the thing where he was trying to make it look like he ate a coin and pulled it out of his sleeve, but he kept accidentally eating the coins and making us start over watching him. So somebody, it has not been named who, I have left it off the record. I'm going to formally say that we don't know who threw the chair that hit John Ron Howdy, but that's what happened.
Thank you.
If anyone would like to take credit, I am no snitch, for throwing the chair at John Ron Howdy, please do so now.
I just want to make a little comment, as John Ron Howdy was a friend of mine, that his arguments about nasties and whatnot is that pitbull spirit that I admired with him in politics.
Well, he also, claimed that, things like pit bulls had Frankenstein DNA and wanted them banned from the neighborhood. He kept going on and on saying that we should ban freaks in the neighborhood, and he refused to make eye contact with me even, knowing that that is my livelihood.
Speaking of that, there's been talk of that there's a ghost at the old Dewey house. Since they moved, people have been seeing stuff. They said they saw a glowing green figure in the window, and he was doing satanic poses. So what I did, I went and parked up my cart there, and I jammed the music all night and kept an eye on it, but I didn't see nothing.
Well, I've heard that there's been a lot of unsubstantiated rumors about what's happening in the neighborhood. They also say at the old Dewey house they saw a little green alien doing the Fortnite dance. But I think that was just a t-shirt that somebody brought back from, Florida that glows in the dark when it's by itself. So
you don't know, though. You never know.
Well, you know what? If you want to go spend a night in the old Dewey house and crawl all through those cobwebs and candelabras that they keep there, and old sepia photographs.
No, it's always thunderstorming above that place. I don't like going there.
As Lieutenant Captain, I can verify that I did spend 15 minutes in the house the other night, and I was unable to verify whether or not it was a t-shirt or a little green alien.
All right, well, let's have that on the record.
That's a big surprise.
What are you trying to say?
Neighborhood Watch, all they ever do is just kill dogs.
Well, a lot of the dogs have, all of the dogs have rabies, and I think what I'm doing is
How many have fallen to your
brave.
hands, sir? No, they're all family dogs. There's
I
a
have
dog
killed-
that was inside a home that you went
Let's
into and
strike
took
that
out.
from the record.
You
Please,
took the
let's
tank
strike-
into that house and you took that poor pup out.
I did.
Well-
It is one of the 130 dogs rabid dogs I have killed within the fiscal quarter.
Is that all those stars you wear? Every star you wear is a dog?
Yes, I am head to toe in the stars of the dead dogs I have killed. And you know what? I'm keeping you safe, Spine,
Brother,
so you
I'd say
can
you're
drive
one
around the
sick
neighborhood in
puppy.
your golf cart.
I would say you're one sick puppy, but apparently that would offend you.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
like
if we're
wordplay.
talking about blood on our hands, how many geese have you killed, Spine?
How many
That's a
stars
service.
is
That is a service. Now listen, let's not point fingers or blame on each other. We all care about this neighborhood. We care about this suburb and maintaining the homeostasis of it. Now, I want to bring up that the cul-de-sac killer is still at large. What's the neighborhood watch done about this?
Well, we petitioned the city.
He killed
You
three
know,
more
we-
people this week.
We know where he lives in the neighborhood. We filed a motion with the city. The city said they would look into it. I filled out the zoning paperwork required for reporting a serial killer.
that? Concurred, it's submitted.
I handed
He
in
puts
the
out his
evidence.
garbage out on the wrong day. He puts out a day early.
You know,
But you know,
I think
it's
at
going
this
to
point,
just. It's going to happen. He's going to
That
get.
should-
They're going to
That's
come and
enough
get
for a
him.
warrant right there. Go to the judge. That's enough for a warrant.
I think at this
Oh.
point, the neighborhood watch and the police and the judge, it's the 10th year that he has been at large. So I think we're at this point really just going to let him tire himself out, see if he gets bored.
Well, the city says they'll get to it when they get to it. Right
Yeah.
now, there's a big, the garbage men are on strike.
Well, that makes sense.
Um,
The city knows what they're
firemen
doing.
are on strike.
Right. And it's still the tourist season, so the police have to watch those areas. And when they have time to come get him, they know where he is, they know his name, they know where he works, and they know, his weaknesses, which are mostly fire and bullets. So they will come ascertain him when they get a chance. It's just how bureaucracy works, Fine.
There is one thing where he's killed 27 families now, and that's an empty house there. You don't have to tell those people that someone was murdered, an entire family of 5 was murdered in this house. You could just sell it again and say, hey, it's only 2 years old, and
It takes time for these things to happen. I mean, Thomas, how long did it take you to get that fire hydrant there?
Forever. I mean, well, let's put it this
he's
way.
old as shit, so I believe it.
Listen. The firehouse. The fire hydrant.
Everything okay, Milkbone?
Well, just trying to readjust here.
You can
my
see the
seat.
gears turning. And
You're
the old
sweating.
No.
Thomas, you might want to take a
Milkbone,
minute.
you're spinning around in your chair.
Let me just.
You're clipping through your chair.
The fire hydrant took. It was significantly. Listen, it's apples and oranges, right? So you're trying to bring someone into the eyes of the law, as opposed to a real immediate fire hazard on our neighborhood, right? So, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's a different process when it comes to establishing a fire hydrant.
It took 2 years for them to get the pothole, right? And we've only known about the serial killer in the neighborhood for, what, 8 months?
10 years. He's been around for a long time.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
he's been around, but I think, we only figured it out, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the height, weight, fingerprints, all that.
12 years
file
ago, this
anything
was
with the
still
city.
12 years ago. This was still Indian burial ground. So it's not like we knew moving in that this guy was around.
Yeah, he was a one-man neighborhood, and we just kind of built around him. Accidents happen. We built Rosencrantz Street and Guildenstern Street, and we're like, hey, let's make a neighborhood association. Let's have some meetings. Let's talk about this, and things just happen. All right, I'm gonna get back to the meeting minutes here from last week, so we can finish it out a little bit. At 7:33, John Ron Howdy flees the scene. His belly was still full of coins, and he was heard jingling all the way away. At 7:45, a military junta is declared. Frank Farm seizes control after a rousing speech where I just described I captured everyone's imagination, everyone's attention, where I described just the perfect American troop. Just the cleanest uniform, the squarest jaw. He's just saluting at the flag. All of his buttons are done good. A fresh shave, strong boy, strong lad, barrel chested, and, just the absolute perfect troop. And his name in my imagination, when I think about just the perfect U.S. troop, his name is Private Boyd Prince. And his job in the army is to rap to young Iraqi boys to convince them not to be terrorists.
I'm getting excited again. I could overthrow another government.
I honestly am blushing, and I can't stop smiling thinking about Private Boyd Prince, who is not real, but is perhaps the greatest troop. I'm imagining Private Boyd Prince at the halftime at the Super Bowl, and he's the one who carries out the big flag, and he waves it, and the crowd just goes nuts. And he's dating Rihanna.
And then he unloads a minigun into all of them.
Why would he do that? Don't fucking make jokes about Private Boyd Prince. It's fine. He would never do that. Are you kidding me? Why would he do that?
Thought it'd be cool.
It wouldn't be cool. It's a betrayal of all of his values.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Frank.
Frank, I like to imagine the troop also at the Super Bowl, and he is pushing out an old withered version of his older self in a wheelchair, similar to the way they did George H.W. Bush a few years ago. And he's pushing himself, and they get to the midfield, and they're there to do the coin toss. And they both have coins, and they launch the coins into the air, and the coins never come down, and the crowd cheers.
And they shoots the coins with a minigun.
No,
you're on thin ice, Spine. He does not have a minigun. That's only for war.
And the old one doesn't either.
That's only for war and Duke Nukem. And all right, back to the meeting. At 7:50, the unnamed elderly man gives the speech from Star Wars about democracy dying to thunderous applause, and he is immediately attacked. His whereabouts are currently unknown. I have left that part out, but that was a vile man, a vile speech. I don't even think he lived here. I hope to never see him again. He is barred from the neighborhood association. He is barred from the neighborhood. And, George, you are shoot on sight if you see any elderly man that you don't recognize.
Aye, shoot on sight.
At 8 o'clock, we had a bathroom break. And at 8:10, our council voted unanimously to approve hiring a construction company to raise John Ron Howdy's house. And then after raising the house, we're going to hire a landscaping company to smooth the plot over, make it look like no one ever lived there. And the construction company we voted on will be paid by allowing them to take anything they want from his house. At 8:20, there was an anonymous task pushed forward that was voted down. In regards to hiring some entertaining freaks from the lovely company Frank Farm's Freak Farm. There was one vote yes, and the rest were voted no in an anonymous ballot. And then at 8:30, the meeting was promptly adjourned for beers and brats. All right, does that account sound about accurate to everyone? Is that something we can agree on? Put that record in there?
Pretty accurate, I'd say.
Suppose so.
Aye.
Yes, thank you for being the only one that, I'm trying to do like a aye, nay, or meh. We can do that.
I forgot to say
aye. Well, it takes a big man to
I don't
admit
like to
he
say
made a mistake.
Me. How about that? Can I say me?
That's not the kind of I we're saying. It's like the A-Y-E.
Like
a pirate?
Okay.
No, that's
okay.
E-Y-E.
A.
A-I-E. I.
A.
They're just vowels, I think.
A. That's it, right?
I.
We'll
like
revisit
A.
this. So if you want to say yes, just say I instead. If you want to say no, just say nay instead.
No.
But is me yes or no?
It's me.
Hey. Is my vote submitted?
We're not voting on anything. Okay.
No comment. No comment. No comment. How's that?
That's we refer to that as abstaining.
Aye.
Abstain. If you don't say I or nay or meh, then you abstain. But you don't need to say no comment, because if you just say nothing, then that is no comment.
Can there be a fourth one? Keep it up in case we like what the person is saying and we want them to continue talking.
Can we just go through the minutes again one more time? I just want to make sure my vote is a true aye.
Let's do that.
Oh my God!
7 o'clock. Former President John Ron Howdy started the meeting, and attendance was taken.
Did she just bring water here? Is there more beer? So, like, did she? I have like a bag of them, but I'm not sharing.
Mrs. Mayor, did you bring any beer? She's shaking her head no. Did you bring it?
I brought some, but I guess I'll share.
This was going to be a surprise. This was going to be a surprise. I brought a seafood buffet from Crab Blasters. That is in the tank, and it is all porpoise. So,
here we go.
What is that, Milkbone?
Like it's the meat porpoise.
Yes, porpoise.
Hey, if you had Crab Blasters porpoise, it's not bad. I mean, a couple of pieces of bread on that, and you got yourself a nice sandwich.
You don't always have to eat bread with everything.
No. In this case, it would do very well. I went down to the lake earlier today. I obtained an entire porpoise.
Which our environmental committee released a porpoise into the lake.
You don't know it's the same one.
I don't know why you're saying it like that when you are the environmental committee, Thomas.
No, it comes from frustration that we were trying to control all the other fish in there by having a porpoise eat all the fish.
Well, the porpoise could have had rabies. Do you ever think about that?
No, I don't.
Well, if the porpoise has rabies, then we'll run it over with the tank. But until then, we'll let it live.
Oh,
well, I guess it's dead. I guess we're eating it.
Dead.
Yes, I shot it with the M1 Abrams tank. Yes.
And that's that. What do you want?
You got porpoise. You got bread.
Well, then I'll eat some porpoise and bread.
You get some porpoise and bread, and you pour some beer on top, and it really goes down smooth.
Nice and wet.
Listen, I just don't know if this porpoise is safe to eat. I mean, really, like, produce, I watched your staff. They filleted the porpoise in the parking lot, all right? I mean, I just don't think it's safe to have.
You have more room in the parking lot. You don't have room in a restaurant to roast a porpoise. Are you kidding me?
Spine, you know a lot about porpoise. Would you like to work for Crab Blasters?
Well, I watch Discovery Channel. I've seen them roast a lot of porpoise on Discovery Channel. You ever watch the show Porpoise Roasters? It's phenomenal.
I thought you cooked a porpoise by boiling it alive in water. Or is that a lobster?
Well, you can, but it's not as good. You don't get as much flavor.
That is true. Perhaps the best way to cook a porpoise is to put it on a big spit and put a little apple in its mouth and spin it around for about 12 to 16 hours.
I think that's the best way to cook almost anything.
You can pick it up with a nice crane. You get a nice crane, and you hook up the porpoise to it, and you lower it above a giant bonfire surrounded by a bunch of country people that wear cowboy hats. They listen to Jason Aldean, and they drink beer, and the porpoise just spins above that fire for as long as what George just said, and
12 to 16 hours.
12 to 16 hours. They'll be there at the bonfire the whole time. The bonfire just
I'm imagining just Private Boyd Prince just on a big plane home from Iraq, and he's coming back to the Terre Haute Hills
because we've been in Iraq for a while. Still, we're still in Iraq.
To see me, I'm his father in this situation. And I got the big banner hung up, said "Welcome home, Private Boyd Prince." And in this fantasy, there's no freaks there. I don't work at a freak farm. I'm just a proud father of a U.S. Army soldier who raps at Iraqi children. And he comes home, and I'm like, "Son, I got you this big roasted porpoise dinner." And he's smiling, and he digs right in. And he says, "I love you, Dad." And I say, "I love you too, Private Boyd Prince. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for defending me."
Yeah, and he thanks Crab Blasters for having he thanks Crab Blasters in the fantasy for doing it.
And yes. Crab Blasters gives him half off because he's a hero.
Maybe probably more like a third off, but half is very close. Yes.
Well, that's just I wish these chairs leaned back more because I'm just having such a good time imagining this in my head right now that I really wish I could just take a load off and think about this and think about my ranch style house that is filled head to toe with freaks, men with 2 elbows, boys with 2 heads, just weird half spider people eating all the peanut butter in my house.
Frank, would now be a good time to talk about the freaks? Can we bring that up?
You know me, I always like to get my freaks out there, make a little money for me. Business hasn't been doing that well lately.
This really wouldn't be a business promotion part. This is more that there was an incident at the school a day or two ago that both Thomas Milkbone and I have been made aware of. Milkbone, you want to?
Yeah. So I won't say whose child, but someone's child lured one of the freaks onto the school bus and took them into class for show and tell. Later that day, they were in gym class, and one of the other students hit the freak with a dodgeball, and the freak then climbed into the vents, and now we can't get it out. It's starting to really
let me say this.
Oh, he died. He died. They called me after they said, "Hey, Spine, we got a situation. You're the handyman of the whole neighborhood, including the school." I went up into the ventilation system. Dead freak. Not the first one, won't be the last. Not a big deal.
Well, part of the issue is you left him there. You left him there, and he's been stinking up the school.
I don't see what the problem is. He's just going to decompose.
You just went up into the vents and watched it, and
he doesn't deserve a burial. Let's be honest.
Well, I would say first of all,
I think what we're most disturbed.
First of all, when a freak dies, right? He died off of neighborhood association property, so perhaps this would be discussed the second. Second of all, now the child rented the freak for the day, and I explained the rules to him. And I explained the rules. All right, I got these freaks. All right. And, you can do whatever you want to them. That's what I say. You can do whatever you want. There's only one thing that you can't do to my freaks. You just can't kill them. You can hurt them. You can hurt them real bad. You can fuck them. You can do whatever you want to these freaks. You just can't kill them. And whenever I say that, I feel like the only thing the people want to do to my freaks is kill them. And, I have insurance policies and whatnot, but honestly, I'm going through freaks left and right, and I'm just not getting good freaks anymore. I worked it out with the kid and his dad. I'm getting compensated, but like, I get the newest freak I got. It just has webbed fingers. That's not good enough. Nobody wants to see that. I'm not going
to. Do your freaks do any tricks? Because
no.
I've only seen a few. My favorite is there's this 200-pound one, and he's got like this Frankie Muniz, like Alfred E. Newman type face, and he rung my doorbell one time, and he just breathes really heavily.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's he's one of the latest freaks I got, and all he has is rosacea, and I'm like, oh, this is just the real. I mean, you look at like the good Barnum and Bailey freaks. Two-headed people, like guys with 8 legs. You would have a guy with like a tail, a guy with like zebra-colored skin. You'd have a guy with a big hole in him, right in his stomach, and he was just fine. They called him the Donut Man. And I get none of that no more. I got the one two-headed kid, right?
Yep.
And he's my money maker.
I caught one of those heads siphoning the gas from my lawnmower the other day, too. And I wanted to talk to you about that.
Well, did you leave it out?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it overheated, and I just went inside, bored. And then I come out, and I see like one of the heads is siphoning from the nozzle, and then the other thing is looking at me and giving like a shushing type of face.
I can compensate. Listen, I can compensate you for the gasoline, but honestly, if anything would happen to that kid, I would go bankrupt immediately.
Don't worry, Don't worry. I just want you to know that, like, this thing is ingesting gas or digesting gas. That's my main concern. Okay, all right.
Well, here's that kid, God, he makes me do so well. We had him rented out for a corporate event, right? Where the old Enron boys were getting back together. And they were having a big it was like a college reunion.
They wanted
vibe
to whip pennies at him? They wanted to whip pennies at him, right?
They were whipping pennies at him. They were burning his feet a little bit. They were spitting on him. They were getting him drunk. And I said, that's all fine. You guys know. They're my frequent customers. There's just one thing you can't do to them. And they're like, we know, don't kill them. And, I have a good working relationship with them,
I mean, Frank, it's the forbidden fruit.
The second I tell them, they just want to kill these freaks so bad. so
the freaks
bad.
are like roadkill in this town now. You see them all over the place.
Now, yes, exactly. I want to piggyback off that point, Frank. I mean, I personally have never killed any of your freaks, but I did see one do like a series of backflips down our cul-de-sac and then land into my garbage can, and then the garbage truck came, picked it up, and then compacted it.
Well, it's part of the nature of the beast, I guess. It's just they don't have very long life expectancies. It's I'm not gonna like really, freak out about it too much.
Frank,
I will say that I do take umbrage with that. I think, George, you are responsible for killing one freak. So I had this one freak that was just like a human man, right? Except he had the face of a dog.
I remember him, yeah.
And he had the body of a dog and the legs and the tail of a dog. And that was a big seller for me. And you ran him over like a dog.
Frank, I kill a lot of dogs, so you're going to have to be more specific with this dog.
He was a man. He just had the body and face and intelligence and personality of your average dog or hound.
Did he have rabies?
I don't know, honestly. I can't answer that.
Well, then I probably killed him to be safe, and I think you all should be thanking me.
Do you have like a heads-up display in the tank that detects if dogs have rabies or not? And it's like a Terminator-style rabies detected approach with no caution that just flashes.
We do have that, but I don't use it. I do a judgment call.
I mean, we've all been there. I mean, I'll be honest. There was a time when, I was sitting there relaxing an afternoon in my car on the sidewalk, and I was keeping an eye on the Beatrice house. They had been complaining about blue jays coming in and stealing all the seeds and killing other birds in their nests, so I was keeping an eye on that. Kind of a low-key watch like George runs here, but so I had my cart parked in front of their place, and then I see coming down the sidewalk, disgusting, even though one of my sisters, one of Frank's freaks, and I see, picture this, on the Beatrice's front yard, they have a sign that says, "Keep off the lawn." They have a gorgeous lawn, beautiful, beautiful emerald green.
It's
just
beautiful.
It's vivid.
I mean, I'll tell you.
It's one best lawn of the neighborhood 3 years in a row. There's a sign, there's multiple signs that say "Keep off the lawn."
I like the sign better.
The freak goes to walk around my cart because it's parked square in the middle of the sidewalk. He walks straight onto their grass. Can you believe that? Can you believe the balls in this guy? Or if you can call him that. I say, hold it there, and then I take out my Desert Eagle, put 2 in his brain. Because you know what?
You can't kill the freaks!
But he broke the rules.
That's the one rule! That's the one rule.
He's not even one of your
money.
best freaks. It was the bearded man. He's one of your worst ones. Who gives a fuck about a bearded man?
And as a barefoot advocate, I gotta say, that freak was asking for it.
That's the one rule I have. Am I crazy? Am I the asshole? I have one rule. I don't even care if you fuck them.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that. I don't know what that means. I don't want to talk about that. But because Frank, you're crazy. We're trying to upload all your rules to this neighborhood and keep it clean and keep it nice. We're doing everything. We give our lives for this place, and you're saying we don't care because you have your weirdos all over everywhere.
There's 100 ways to remedy that situation.
There's 100 weirdos everywhere. What am I supposed to do?
I'm just killing my bearded man. All right,
Frank. To be fair, the beard was like a half inch of hair at most, and it was mostly a goatee.
It's disgusting.
It was like a Mike Piazza style goatee.
Nobody's gonna pay to see the goatee man. I'm running a business here. He's the bearded man. I work with what I got.
You could teach her to play Bob Seger songs. Maybe you got something, but I doubt you can learn it.
They don't make good freaks anymore.
It's not our fault. You can't blame us. If you ask me, I'd say we're doing you a service because we do a job you can't finish.
Just, what's going to happen to the freaks happens, right? I can't worry about that too much, but I got my money makers, and I just want you guys to keep an eye out for them. I got the 2-headed boy. I have the completely square man, right? I have that guy that jumps off of a big high dive and belly flops into a small pool, and also he's got one eye in the center of his head.
You don't have good freaks. You have left-handed Jimmy. What is he gonna do?
he can shoot with his left hand, left free throw.
I gotta say,
he doesn't
though,
make it, but he can shoot it.
Frank, I mean, your freaks getting on other people's lawns is a common issue. I mean, one walked onto my lawn. It was the one that was like the size of like a soda can, and it wrapped its lips around my sprinkler, and when my sprinklers turned on, it expanded 200 times its own size. And again, I've never killed one of your freaks, but I was ready to walk out there with an ice pick and just pop it.
Well, you know, do you know how hard it is to keep legally? I can't keep them in a cage, you know.
Why
so
not?
I got that big
Do you have an
fence in my
electric fence?
backyard. I could get one of those invisible
Who's
fences.
gonna know? You're the god of this neighborhood,
The
Frank.
freak commission is going to come in and inspect my property and being like, hey, you got some freaks here. You can't cage them up. Are you feeding them enough peanut butter? Are you feeding them enough peanuts? And
Yeah, but they see the lizardman chilling on the rock, and they say it's all good. They like, oh, this guy takes care of his freaks. He likes his freaks. They got a nice rock. They got something like.
Yeah, except I can't get the lizard man to work because he won't get off the rock.
Frank, don't you think it's much worse that the streets are littered with freaks? Don't you think the freak committee or the freak commission would care more about that?
You know, what if I told you that you couldn't have a seafood restaurant, or I told Thomas that
would kill me.
Your fire, your fire thing,
Frank,
your
they
fire
scare
hose
away
thing
every
is,
ice
we're
cream
taking
man.
that away.
We're still looking for a new ice cream man, by the way. Ice cream man is essential for a neighborhood like this. You're just throwing away money for these weirdos.
The kids are starving. The kids are so
Ice cream
hungry.
man can show up. He can have cold sarsaparillas for the teens, cold beers for the dads, where the mountains are so blue you want to wear it to a wedding. And you know what? The kids, he's right. The kids need the ice cream because
My
they have
sons
a
haven't
nutrition
eaten in
deficiency.
6 days.
Listen, I tried to have the kitty cat man be the new ice cream man, but he just drove the ice cream truck straight into the lake. You know,
You can't have a freak be an ice cream man. An ice cream man has to be pure.
They get all their freak skin on the ice cream.
You got to be
What do you
stop being
mean?
cheap.
What do you mean?
Hire
What do you
up
mean
ice
the
cream
ice cream man has to be pure?
Hire one straight out of the academy, and you'll know what I'm talking about. A real
Are you talking
ice
about
cream
like
man.
a pure ice cream man could be somebody like maybe like Private Boyd Prince comes home from Iraq, and he comes home and he eats the big porpoise dinner, and then he's like, well, Dad, you know, I'm done in the army. There's no Iraqi kids to rap at here in the Terre Haute Hills. I'm gonna look for a job. I'm like, I have a job for you. You could be the ice cream man. And he'd give perfect vanilla swirl cones with drizzled sprinkles on it to all the smiling boys and girls. And he'd be wearing such a clean white suit with one of those paper hats, and he would comb his hair for 45
Would he
minutes
have a
every
super
morning.
patriotic bomb pop for me?
Yes, he
Oh,
would.
wow.
And then you would pay him by flipping him a large coin that he would catch and bite to make sure it's real.
Frank, does he have any of the SpongeBob pops that look like SpongeBob?
Yes, and instead of looking like how they usually look, it would look so identical to SpongeBob that you would be afraid to eat it.
He would be porous?
That's right. It would look exactly like SpongeBob SquarePants does on the cartoon morning show for Nickelodeon TV.
Oh my God.
He would come, and let's say you're on a date with your best gal, and he would make you
My wife.
a banana sundae with 2 cherries on it, and slide it towards you. And
It's
then
called
give
a
you
banana split, but
whatever it's called. You know, the banana one. and you would love it. And Boyd would smile, and he'd say, "This one's on the house," as you went to pay
maybe
for
he
it.
salutes me.
Can I get the SpongeBob one as well?
Yeah, yes, you can. But that one's not on the house, I don't think. I think that would be getting excessive.
Understood.
Frank,
And
besides
if a muffler misfired, Boyd Prince wouldn't flip out and reach for a sidearm that wasn't there. He would never do that.
Frank, we talk about the freaks being a problem, but we have plenty of other problems going on in this neighborhood.
They're not a problem. The freaks aren't a problem. Just a little cleanup.
Hey, we're on the last of Mrs. Mayor's bottled water. Does anyone want the last one?
No, I don't drink that shit. So, Marty Velvet.
All of the water.
Marty Velvet.
Ugh.
Well, he lives on Gilderkrantz, and I am sick.
It's Guildenstern. It's Guildenstern.
Who
Street.
cares? I'm sick
Rosencrantz is the other
of,
one.
buddy. I am sick of the year-round.
Rosencrantz.
I'm sick
Guildenstern.
of the year-round luau in your backyard, Marty. all year long. You got the tiki torches, you got the music going, you got a wicked big fat guy sitting in your pool playing the ukulele, singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, probably. And you know what? No one wants to come to your house and eat Hawaiian pizza. We're sick of it. I like it, but
going
you
there
can't
on a Friday.
Oh, that's why he's not gone, probably. What do you do there, Frank?
You know,
his wife dress up like a hula girl for you? What do you guys do, you weirdo? You love freaks. Marty's a freak.
I mean, it's nice to spend some time with some normal people that have the right amount of fingers and toes. And yeah, they don't have any glaring physical abnormalities like I'm surrounded with at home with, you know, my wife and, you know, all the fucking freaks that are everywhere all the time. I open up a closet, there's just freaks compiling out.
Guys hanging upside down. I know, it's weird.
Just walking around in my clothes.
Guys that look like you for some reason, walking on the ceiling.
The freaks are always doing that thing where they're lifting up one freak in particular and raising him and he's hitting his head.
I'm just sick of them. I'm just sick of all these freaks in my house. It's just like watching the movie Beetlejuice constantly.
Oh, speaking of that, I know it's like next month and all, but on the topic of Halloween, I wanted to address for Halloween, folks, this year. I'm sorry for your kids and everything. We love Halloween. It's a great time. It's a fun time for them. Halloween this year, we have to ban Mr. Bean costumes because
what?
I'm sorry, but like Mr. Bean costumes have to go. Last year, we had kids walking in front of cars thinking it was funny. We had seven different little Mr. Beans taken to the hospital, all in the same ambulance. And last year was just a nightmare. And I'm sorry, I love that costume. I was Mr. Bean myself, giving the kids candy. But, you know, we can't have it this year.
Little Dougie Jones, he rigged up on top of his father's Mini Cooper a device where he could drive his father's car while sitting on the top of it in a lazy boy with ropes and brooms. And guess what? He drove that.
It was really
straight
cool.
Into a bridge, and the car went right under it, and he got decapitated.
I had to
arrest him.
him.
Not so funny, yes. Mr. Bean now.
Spine, I'll just say this. All three of my kids, Michael Produce, Paul Produce, and Timid Produce, were going to be Mr. Bean this year. And you can come to my house, and you can sit them down and look them in the eye. They're all three of them will be wearing their Mr. Bean costumes like they like to do in the 2 months leading up to Halloween. And you can tell them to take that suit off and that mask off and those shoes
We'll
off.
cross that bridge when we get to it and it decapitates your children. How about that? Now, I know it's a few months away, but I also want to, address it's a few months away, but it'll be here before we know it. We need to discuss the issue of Christmas decorations. Now, all of us are on board for that. We Christmas kicks ass. We all go balls out for it. Some people, I won't name names, they start putting out their stuff right after Halloween. You can't do this. You know, it has to be put out after Thanksgiving at the least.
Okay, all right. I'll just pipe up right now. I mean, listen, as someone who doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving, who doesn't recognize it, who always forgets what day it is, I think it's just fine to just jump right into the Christmas spirit. I don't see a problem.
Just because you have a practice doesn't mean that you have to ignore the practices of others. I think it's very selfish. And also, cool it on the Grinch stuff, Jeff. You're not the first one to dress up like it. Also, stop dyeing all of the snow in your yard green every year.
Well, that's a nice little... if we want to have rules on what Christmas decorations
he comes to everyone's house every year, every December. He walks to people's house and goes, I'm here to take your presents. And all the kids are crying. The parents going, it's 1 a.m. What are you doing? He said, I'm taking the presents. I'm the Grinch.
He returns the presents the next day.
Just let him take the presents. It's part of the spirit.
He returns them the next day. Yeah, sometimes they're replaced with shittier versions of the same present.
All I'm saying is if Jeff,
badly damaged Nintendo
aka
Switches.
the Grinch, comes into your home, you have the full authority of the law to shoot him.
Listen,
he can shoot you.
He doesn't do it though.
Listen,
he does not. Let's say he does not have legal authority.
With that weird belly of his. He's all skinny with that weird belly. He goes, look at this. I look like the Grinch, huh? And I'm like, it's like 7 days till Christmas,
Well,
Jeff.
I have a problem now because also we have a yearly Christmas party here at the neighborhood association, and my freak, the bearded man, has perished after an unnamed man shot him with a Desert Eagle handgun. And now I don't
There's a
have
Desert
a
Eagle.
Santa Claus. I don't have any other freaks. I guess I could use the Cube Man to be Santa Claus.
He can
But
be
I
a
think the
present.
That's a good idea. He can have the present. We can have him be we can have him be a present, right? We can have the two-headed boy be two elves that are standing really close to each other.
Right.
The lizard man won't leave his rock, so he's out of the question.
He'll freeze to death.
Frank, why don't you just
I get
start with
I get
the
a
nose?
sun lamp for. I get a UV lamp for him in
God,
the winter.
that's so much energy.
Frank, why don't
Well,
you just
you know.
combine some of the freaks? You start with the man who is all nose, and then work from there.
So you're saying to do a kind of like vivisection Frankenstein freak?
A
where I
Frankenstein
build-
Santa.
I build the perfect Santa from leftover parts of about 10 to 15 freaks that I have. That's a great idea, honestly. They're going to die anyway. They're constantly backflipping into like open manholes and whatever, so who cares?
Then it's settled. The Grinch man stays, and 15 of the freaks will be turned into Santa.
I will rent a book on surgery from the library. I will read it front to back. I will operate on some freaks to build a perfect Santa, probably doing a drawing of what I imagine the perfect Santa to look like. The perfect Santa kind of looking like maybe
Boy Prince?
Private Boyd Prince if he had gained about 100 pounds, had a white elongated beard and red rosy cheeks, perhaps drinking a Coca-Cola out of the glass bottle as the 50s style was. Perhaps I'll draw him and I'll imagine the perfect Santa from that. Maybe then draw Boyd Prince, perhaps swimwear, and just think about that for a while. Maybe spending shore leave in some exotic location like Croatia, meeting maybe somebody that would be his wife, but he doesn't know yet because he's a virgin, and maybe just like thinking about the potential life he could have as just pure Americana, working in a Ford factory for 100 years and retiring at the age of 99 or whatever, however that math adds out. What a pretty man. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I think the freaks.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
we're done talking about the freaks. We're done.
Well, in that case, good. I just want to bring something up that I saw. I would like to bring something up that I saw on my rounds last night with the tank. Is it all right if I do that real quick?
Go ahead.
All right. So, okay. I saw a child last night, and he was alone.
Oh, scary.
He was alone, and he was walking around dragging a katana behind him. And I don't know whose child it is. And when I asked his name, he just slapped his belly. And he was filthy. He was muddy. And all he wore was an adult-size number 9 Steve McNair Tennessee Titans jersey. No pants.
Was
And-
the mud covering up perhaps the nether regions?
Yes. So imagine Tiananmen Square, except the person in front of the tank is a toddler holding a sword and wearing nothing but a Steve McNair jersey, and the guy in the tank is the good guy. Anyway, I don't know if this is a crime per se as such, but I just thought people should know that this child is walking around carrying the sword, slapping his belly.
Well, what'd you do?
We just made eye contact for about 45 minutes, and then we went our separate ways.
Well, thank the Lord it wasn't a black Labrador in a jersey,
But yeah, I would have had to
Well,
shoot
that's a
him.
sign of rabies in dogs if you wear a Steve McNair jersey, I think.
Yes, I have 3 stars related to Steve McNair jersey-wearing dogs.
Well, if,
But anyway,
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to let people know the boy is out. He is about. I guess just let him be.
I think if he wants to raise concern, if he gets a little more dirty, perhaps I can make him a freak. But until then, we'll leave him be. Especially if he has a sword, you don't want to approach that. But yeah, because right now the only person you have permission to open fire on is any elderly man.
This is true. Thank you.
Let's. I'd like to propose, now that we have the council here, maybe we do a business proposition. Speaking of, the Christmas party and my yearly freaks there's typically not payment for me for the freaks. So I was thinking perhaps when we have our Harvest Festival in November, perhaps the council will be interested in hiring out my company to have the freaks here amidst the, you know, pumpkins and the carving contests and the squash arrangements. We could just have a corner with a little freak pen where the kids could come. They could beat up the freaks. They could do whatever they want to the freaks as long as they don't kill them. You just can't kill the freaks. And perhaps, you know, we'd be interested in paying Frank Farm's Freak Farm upwards of $2,000 for providing upwards of 30 freaks. I'd like to put this to vote immediately and not talk about it, if that would be okay with you guys.
Could we unpack this a little bit?
I would like to talk about garage and yard sales. I just want to say no selling of VHS tapes should be allowed. No one wants to buy those. Just give them to me, and I'll take care of them.
I just want to piggyback off that. In this week's edition of the Guildenstern Gazette, Mrs. Troskett will be having yet another garage sale this weekend. As you all probably know, this is her 10th yard sale in the past year.
Her sales suck.
Yes. Well, anyway, she's still trying to sell her late husband, Terrence's clothes and other items. So most of them relating to Disney in some way. As we know, Terrence was a bit of a fanatic. She wants me to mention that the hot item of this sale is the Donald Duck sleep apnea mask. So stop by if you can.
Thomas, what are the cartoons in this week's issue?
Okay, well, listen. All right, as most of you probably know, I used to have these little 3-panel comic about the adventures named Marsh, which was just a perfect sphere that I could draw, and he would typically say these little quips like, "There's just not enough time in the day," and then I would get writer's block and leave the 2 other panels blank. But recently, I became more adventurous in my drawings. I started giving Marsh arms and legs and stretched him out a little bit, and under some odd circumstances, I was then sued by the creator of Ziggy and have been temporarily forced to halt production of the Gazette. Now, I'm not going to mention who, but I do find it just very, very odd that someone would find out about, or the creator of Ziggy would find out about this.
Well, copyright infringement is a crime. It's a crime, and I think people need to know when crimes happen.
Anyway, about the garage sales, I hit up about roughly 217 garage sales every year throughout the neighborhood, and I have yet to find Michael starring John Travolta on VHS. So if anyone has that, I would be glad to own it. I will pay you $1,000 tops.
I told Tom Wilson, the creator of Ziggy, about the cartoon.
All right. Well, so anyways, I've been trying to expand on my originality, and I got the help of my grandson, Jacob Baby Hair Milkbone, he tried teaching me to draw manga, but I just couldn't get the eyes right, so I ended up just drawing a frog, which got me sued by the Rainforest Cafe. So until then, the comics will just be 3 different selfies of me with different little quips, and the last 2 panels will still sometimes be blank.
Well, I think you're up for probably another lawsuit, as the one you're showing us here is just a selfie of you saying that you love lasagna and hate Mondays.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with liking Italian cuisine?
Why did you paint your face orange?
Stick to the fire hydrant.
I was trying to be as original as possible here. If someone said, "Hey, that looks like me," I didn't want to get sued by a lookalike. I have a very common face.
Well, you know, you do have a very common face.
Most people say in the middle of the street. You. That's how I got on town council. People say I know this guy when really they don't.
Yeah, you look like a composite drawing of a lot of different men.
You're definitely an NPC. You probably shouldn't you probably shouldn't exist, to be honest, but what are you gonna do?
Listen, it's just the face I was given.
About maybe we could just wheel it back a little bit about the Harvest Festival.
Garage sale.
Well, okay, no more garage sales, no more VHS copies of Michael.
Why not?
You can do that on your own time. I'm talking about official neighborhood association business. I think we should pool the funds. Maybe have a bake sale or a raffle to raise money. We should hire Frank Farm's Freak Farm. I hear they do really good work to provide some freaks. We can put him in the corner. I got the Cube Boy, the Cube Man. He turned 18. I got the Two-Headed Boy, who will be 18. I think in like 6 months, and then he'll be the Two-Headed Man, right? The Bearded Man has passed, unfortunately, Requiachin Pache. The Lizard Man, I have taken Polaroids of him. Those will be on display. He will not attend unless I get a crane to move the rock.
Are they signed Polaroids? Are you selling them, or is it just for people to look at, like a museum portion of like your corner?
Just for people to look at.
That's not the point. I don't think that we should be mixing freaks with Terre Haute Hills Neighborhood Association events.
Perhaps to entice you even more, by that time, I might have created what would be considered the perfect Santa Claus through vivisection.
Well, if it's an unveiling of the new Santa Claus, then I don't see how I could personally object to that. I'm quite excited to see this new version.
Well, if I get the funds paid for by the neighborhood association, then I guarantee I will have a Santa Claus ready. Or a Santa Claus-like mutant prepared for the Harvest Festival.
Okay, but there needs to be some bare minimums for it to qualify as a Santa Claus. I think we need to establish
white hair.
I think we should establish some ground rules of what makes a Santa Claus.
You can't just trot out the nose boy and say, "Here's Santa."
Exactly.
Perhaps the nose boy will be the basis and parts will have been added to him. And I guarantee whatever freak it'll be corpulent by that point. You'll double take at it. So I can't promise it won't be the nose boy. But $2,000, I mean, what? The average person spends over $1,000 on a single VHS. What's $2,000 for some freaks to help a businessman?
I don't know, man. I don't buy it.
All right, well, let's have a vote then. All in favor say aye, which is yes. Do not say yes. Do not say me. Do not say yes. You can either say aye, you can say meh if you're passing or neutral. You can say nay, which is no. And then you can say no comment, which means abstain. Or you can also abstain by saying nothing.
We also added keep it up earlier.
We never agreed on keep it up. Keep it up was...
Well, we didn't say that. We didn't agree on that either.
All right, well, so let's vote
What's
on...
close to keeping it up? Because that's what I was going to use, but if that's not an option, what's the second best thing?
Well, let's vote.
What about this? What about I'd like to hear more.
Okay, so let's
I'd like to hear more.
Let's do a vote now to see if we will add I'd like to hear more or keep it up. All right, all in favor, say whatever you want.
In favor of what?
Adding keep it up, or let's keep it moving, or I want to hear more, or whatever you guys say.
Is this for the Santa Claus we're saying aye for?
Frank, I just let's get this down.
Does he have like a kid by proxy who can come and vote for him?
Not the Santa Claus.
Shit.
We're adding additional verbiage to the voting lexicon. This is what we're doing right now. Santa Claus will come immediately after this. So if you're in favor of adding keep it up, or let's keep it moving, or I don't know about that one, Chief, to voting comments, say aye, or nay, or no comment, or meh. One of those four. I vote aye.
Meh.
No comment.
All right, so we have a yes, we have a neutral, and then a no comment. So it passes, I think, right?
Spine didn't vote.
Spine,
what'd you vote for?
What are we voting on?
He abstained.
Santa.
So it passes.
No, I did. On Santa?
No, we haven't voted on Santa.
we voted on how we would vote for Santa. The extra verbiage that was used for when we
I said I'd vote for the verbiage. Like, I'd like to hear more. Keep it going. I voted that's okay to add. I say, yes, sir. Bueno. See way.
Do we want to add those?
I'm going to say nay.
No
But
comment.
the first one's
I say moo.
all right. Let's just vote on my freaks. All right. Who wants them at the Harvest Festival? Who wants to give me? Who wants to help a guy out?
No, not me.
Nay.
You have to say nay. I say aye. It's also an anonymous vote, so you
Not
can't
me.
throw this in my... Say aye. I say aye.
No way.
Frank, I'm going to say nay.
All right, I guess, no one likes supporting small business around here. That's fine. I guess I'll take my freaks and leave. I guess I won't
listen,
have
Frank.
Guess I won't make a Santa Claus.
You make
for
the Santa Claus, you prove it then, and then next year it'll get approved.
I don't have the fucking money to make this. You know how expensive it is to feed 200 freaks? Do you know how expensive it is?
If you condense half of them into a Santa Claus, it's then cut down by half and then +1.
And you don't have to eat at Crab Blasters every night. You don't have to do that.
Listen, the whale man eats 300 pounds of crab a day or he dies. 301 pounds, he ate too much, he dies. 299 pounds, he ate too little, he dies. You know how hard it is to have all these freaks at my freak farm, which is just a ranch-style house, by the way. I don't even have a big backyard. It's just big enough for like 2 dogs. And I got 200 fucking
You have a 7,000 square foot ranch, Frank. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not big enough. Maybe for your freaks, but like.
Well,
shit.
the whale man takes up half of it. I can't even bring him to parties.
Hey,
He's
can you
too
do something
big.
about that guy? Maybe I can have George go in there because his burps keep me up a lot. I live next door. He's burping all night long.
You know what? If you
You
want
say, that's how whales. You see, that's how whales communicate. No, they don't burp.
You know what? If you want the whale man to go away, all you have to do is do anything but feed him exactly 300 pounds of crab meat. All right? Be a huge burden off my shoulder. But I guess what? I'm a nice guy. I don't want the whale man to die. Well, I guess, if
Are we done
I'm
yet?
not getting this contract,
Are we just? Is this done? Cause like.
All right. Well, I guess we can have George just run over the whale man in my tank, in his tank.
Yeah,
we should just do that. Yeah, because I can't. So that's on you guys for voting no.
Whale man will be run over by the tank. Settled.
We
I don't care
could use the whale man to get thrown back into the lake. Just have it replace the porpoise.
You know what? The thing about the whale man is if he touches lake water, he instantly dies. All right? So I don't think that'll work. I think the only thing
All right, I'd
it's
toss him off a
fault.
building then. I don't know what to tell you.
It's my fault for gradually feeding him more and more crab each day until he grew to be the whale man he is now. When I first got him, he was just a kid with 6 fingers. And now, fuck.
What made you decide that he was the whale man?
Frank, I just
He
don't.
gradually became the whale man over time due to steadily eating more and
It
more
looks
crab.
like a whale.
So just a 6-fingered boy just kept asking for 300 pounds of crab every day.
Well, it went from about 10 pounds of crab to 15 to 16 to 17. And next thing you know, 300's the limit. If any person eats 301 pounds of crab meat, they die. But now his body needs so much that, you know what? I don't want to get all scientific with it. Perhaps I'll use parts of the whale man to create the jolly girth of Santa Claus.
Oh, God.
And this will have a nice, happy ending to it. If I can consolidate these freaks into one normal-looking man.
I tell you, I've said it since the beginning. I'm all for the Santa Claus. You just gotta provide it.
I think Spine and I are on the same page that, Frank, you're getting out of control as president, and you seem to mostly care about your freaks and freak-related things.
You're kind of cynical in your motivations here, I think. I think maybe it's time, George, and our geriatric friend here.
Thomas.
Oh, so you do know your name. Maybe it's time that we took over.
I've been
All in
president
favor
for 1 week.
of
I have
pushing
had
out Frank Farm as president. Say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now,
You're supposed to say aye.
No, you're not the president anymore.
No, I'm still the president. We're voting on making me not the president.
Spine, we should just give him that aye.
Okay, I vote that you're
Nay.
out, pal.
All right.
before I vote, before I cast my vote, Frank,
You cannot produce the Santa Claus in 1 week?
I cannot. I don't. I have to read the book on surgery. I don't know how long it'll
Frank,
even
you're
be.
out. I'm sorry.
Spine, Thomas, get into my tank.
In this moment, all three of us are now the president of the association. Frank, you can reapply next year.
George, there's a lot of
that's
wine
not how
cooler
to
bottles
vote.
in this tank.
Yes,
whoa,
it's always
wait,
good to drink a little bit when you drive.
Why can't I get in the tank? This is. I understand I'm not president anymore,
Hey,
but you all are
George,
just climbing
can he
into a
sit
tank.
on like the front? He can just sit on the front or on like the barrel.
He could
Like
sit
a
on
little-
the barrel. Frank,
you
you're
get
allowed
a
to
little
sit on the
hot.
barrel.
You'd be
Spine,
like a hot babe. A hot babe painted on the side. You'd be one of those.
that's true.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, I can sit on. Can I ask a question? Am I allowed, per the council? Perhaps I can sit at the base of the barrel, and somebody could take a picture of me in a suggestive way that makes it look like it's my penis, and then I could make this like a
You're
picture
asking for a
that
lot right now, Frank. After you've
Frank.
been pushed out,
Well, maybe Mrs. Mayor can take it, and
she's asleep. Look at her.
I am worried you're going to tip up the tank like a seesaw and the three of us will fall out and
Well,
you will have
fine.
assassinated all of us.
I don't think I have that kind of Bugs Bunny comic ability, but
Well, why don't we take you home, Frank?
I don't want to go to my house. There's a bunch of freaks there.
Yeah, well, you crashed one of our places.
How about this? Let's close up the recording. You guys can drive me to the library. We can shoot the doors down because it's after hours. I'll go in, get a book on surgery, and then maybe we go over to the Luau house,
You could check all the pages on Facebook on their computers, so that'd be
eat some
helpful.
suckling pig. All right? Go in the big pool with the guy playing the ukulele that plays Elephant Gun or whatever.
Man, I don't want to go to
24/7.
Marty's. I can't. Come on, man.
We could have a couple beers, and then we could go to my place and we could try some experimental surgeries. Does that sound good to everybody?
Aye.
Hell yeah.
No comment.
All right, this has been the wrap up for the. Actually, all three of you are the president now, so I think you should just all start wrapping it up simultaneously.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
This is Dr. Jens Ljubljana reporting from the astral plane. It is cold here and there aren't many girls around. If anyone on the other side can hear me, an event of tremendous arcane power is currently happening, and my calculations are telling me that an event of this power could easily make its way to the material plane. Two ley lines of opposite power are touching. A line of chill, cool, and relaxed vibes, which I have dubbed the pimp line, has come into contact with a ley line of angry, aggressive, and misunderstood bad boy energy, which I have dubbed the monster energy drink line. This has created a sort of endless warfare of arcane energy, which I have dubbed the never back down criticality. This energy will manifest at the crossroads of two ley lines in the material plane, which only exist in Terre Haute, Indiana. Please, if anyone is getting my message here, which I do not know how because I am yelling it into an old school boombox, please be warned. Terre Haute will be going into what I have scientifically dubbed Chaos Mode 2019. Please be careful. Welcome to the jungle. I repeat, welcome to the jungle. It is time for Chaos Mode.
Field report for 9/21/2019. Sergeant Luke Newcomb preparing to accept recruits in. Opening the bay doors now. This is for the U.S. Army Marines. We are ready for our first day of boot camp. All right, all you pig faces, can't say the good words anymore, come and line up. And we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, everyone, state your name.
I am John Benet RuneScape.
Private John Benet.
Whatever.
Say your rank. You're a dog to me.
I'm a dog to you.
No, say what your rank is. That was an exclamation.
Oh, well, I actually got a rank D in the drone simulator.
All right, let's just move on.
It's one of the lowest ranks, sir.
You are a private. That is your official rank in the U.S. Army Marines.
If you say so.
All right.
I'm Private Henry Click. I would appreciate it if you were nice to me. Hostility can be kind of a trigger for my anxiety. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Well, you're lucky that a lot of things have changed recently within the U.S. Army Marines. I am not allowed to say a lot of the words that I have once been able to say. As you all are aware right now, every recruit, we all are all wearing body cams and being recorded. And you can see the webcams in each corner of the room up here as well. So just be aware. Everyone's watching.
And if we get bits donated to the channel, is that split up between all of us, or just does that go to the Army?
That goes 100% to the Army. I do not give any of the bits, even for subscriptions. I don't get paid for any of it. All right, this is going on our Twitch channel right now. It shows us side by side next to some of the drone operators. Either that or Rocket League. So it depends on the time of day, on the schedule. Some of the other privates, say your name.
Oh, son. I'm Private Edwin Gibbets, serving at your service, sir.
A little old for the U.S. Army Marines. Why'd they let you in
banished to the U.S. Army by the son of a bitch, Calvin Coolidge, after disrespecting him during the National Macy's Day Parade.
Wait, how long have you been in the U.S. Army?
For 100 years, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you look like... I really think this is a giant red flag. I'm going to talk to my supervisors because I'm 99% sure you will die in the next 2 days.
I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to die, sir.
Well, from your age, I would guess you would be. You've been in the Army for... How old were you when you disrespected Calvin Coolidge, whatever his name was?
I was 3.
So you're 103 years old. You've been in the Army for 100 years. Well, congratulations on 100 years of serving, but I don't think you've been able to do much. Did you serve in any of the World
learning,
Wars?
Sir. It's a process. What?
You serve in any of the World Wars? What were you doing then? You were well into your 40s when...
Oh, yeah. I've served in all 4 of them. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to move on because you're drooling a lot. Private Jim Face, is it?
God.
What's your story?
Yes, sir. Private Jim Face reporting for duty. I was working an office job, but my boss sent me to boot camp because I kept stapling papers to his desk and pulling fire alarms and doing all these pranks that everyone liked except the boss.
So you got sent to, like, military school, but you're an adult, so you got sent to the military.
Yes. He said I can come back and get my job back after 10 years in the military to shape me up. I was making too many devastating facial expressions at my coworkers. It was bad for productivity.
Now I get the joke of your name. Private Steak Wallop, what's your story?
You can't do that at Sunglasses Hut.
Can't do what?
You can't make faces.
Well, you can behind some sunglasses, maybe.
This was Sunglasses Hut corporate, though. This wasn't any old booth.
Sir, permission to kill myself?
I'm not
Denied.
physically capable
That you are
of making
here.
faces.
Your body will be useful when we go to Iraq or Afghanistan, or perhaps Yemen, or perhaps Grenada 2, or perhaps maybe we can just have another Desert Storm. You know, we have a lot of options on our plate right now. Thankfully, it's the best time in the world to be in the Army Marines. There's tons of places all around that are begging to be lit up. We got a lot of our fingers in a lot of pots right now. So, John Bonet, your corpse will be utilized. It will not be wasted here in Terre
Sergeant
Haute.
Newcomb, I just want to say you're running a tight ship, man.
All right,
Keep
no
it
one
up.
likes a kiss-ass, Jim Face. Steak Wallop.
Sir, I don't know if suicide missions are a real kind of mission, but if they are, please put me on a suicide mission.
All right, noted. Your body will be used appropriately. Private Steak Wallop, what's your story?
Sir, yes, sir. Private Steak Wallop reporting for duty.
Boy, your shoes are untied right now.
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay, I'll just get to those later. Well, I was a carnival ride tester back at home, and I joined the I've joined the Army because the Army Marines anyhow, because MREs are my favorite food, and I promised my girlfriend Candy Pop I'd get her a pool.
Well, you're gonna do right by Candy Pop.
And I will say, sir, that I would not mind if you were a little bit more harsh or mean. I know you're suppressing an accent because the Army told you so, but sir, you should really lay into us, sir, because we are here to be Army soldiers.
Well, I'm looking at you right now, Steak, and I'm looking at that bony physique, and I'm thinking, boy, I'm gonna love making you peel.
I'm thinking you should yell,
potato after potato. You're gonna be scrubbing toilets,
sir.
peeling potatoes,
Oh, yes, sir.
flushing potatoes down the toilet after you peel them, and then working out with your hands to unclog it. Does that sound good to you, Steak?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, you into some kind of, humiliation stuff or something? Are you one of those weirdos?
No, sir. I just want to serve my country and make them proud.
Well, you think about some of the best Army soldiers in history. The one guy that shot all those people after Katrina. There's Private Dick Winters from Band of Brothers, and many other great soldiers like Mark Wahlberg in all those movies. And they all got their start
Chris
peeling
Dorner,
potatoes.
sir.
Mark Wahlberg in real life. Don't forget him, too.
Yeah, I mean, he quit the Army after he figured out we're not going to invade anywhere in Asia, so... All right, now that we're all here, everything's understood. If you look behind you, those are your bunks. And I'll allow you to place your stuff down, and we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone's going to follow exactly what I say.
Oh, well, gee, everyone already took all the top bunks.
Oh, my bunk's covered in urine.
That's yours.
Christ.
I would say that there is a bathroom in here, Edwin, and you did not have to urinate there, but I understood
The bathroom's just a hole on the
Oh,
floor.
Sergeant.
that's how we did it in the old days, back before the
Sergeant,
SJW.
before we begin, I brought a round of beers for the fellas.
Oh, boy.
I was thinking maybe we could, just hang out and
We'll have two.
drink a round of beers before we get started.
All right, how many beers are you opening, son?
Enough for everybody in the whole company.
All right, well, you're going to have to take those to the bathroom to drink them because the camera's going on right now. And I will admit that the Army has kind of lowered its standards lately. It's really, really, really hard to get kicked out of the Army. We're letting people with flat feet in. We're letting alcoholics in. We're letting just serial killers in.
We all get a Camaro.
Anyone can leave jail at any given time as long as they want to join the Army. We're just kind of funneling people in like cattle here. So you may think, Jim Face, that you are getting to drop the advantage on the Army by drinking beer, but the reality is you're just one in a long line of future corpses. All right.
Sergeant, he's doing a prank on us. One of those beers is a seltzer.
That is...
He's doing one of his classic.
At least when I die,
Jim-face
I'm not going to
pranks.
feel anything now, sir.
Well, it depends how you die. There's lots of things
Probably
that can
from
go...
cirrhosis.
Yeah, probably cirrhosis of the liver, which is actually what kills 30% of soldiers.
I'm not going to let those dang Taliban give me cirrhosis, though. I'm going to do it to myself.
It's probably because also during USO shows, they give out all those syringes full of alcohol and, vodka-soaked tampons for the women and stuff like that. And there's a lot of accidents that happen during there. It's basically like spring break, but everybody has AR-15s.
I hope I get killed by a kamikaze and die in battle.
Why would you hope that?
For the honor, sir. It would be an honor, sir.
And that, I guess that would get you a nice,
If you get killed by a kamikaze, you get a gold gravestone. Sergeant, when are we gonna meet the ladies?
Excuse me?
Hey, there's no chicks
boy.
here. Come on.
You guys think there's a lot more dudes in the Army than chicks? You guys thought there would be chicks?
Sergeant, I am depressed, and if I don't get medical chicks in my vicinity right now, I might kill myself.
All right, well, you've already threatened to kill yourself, and I don't think the Army is liable.
I need an emotional support girlfriend.
All right, well, we don't have those. We have like a golden retriever, but we have to share it with like 10,000 troops. And they just keep...
This is the worst army I've ever been in.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. I mean, you got sent here for doing too much goofy stuff at work anyway.
Sergeant, I don't mean to get political, but these SJWs
That's not me, that's Jim
in the
Face.
You all
Trump
look alike after
administration,
we shaved your heads. I'm sorry.
these SJWs in the Trump administration are making us wear these body cams. They're making sure we don't have government-issue girlfriends. They're taking
They
away
won't let
all
you
the things
swear
that
at us, sir.
make the military
Swear
effective.
at
I
us,
have
sir.
to... they told me that used to be my
Call
style.
us something.
I used to come in here. I used to make everyone lay down on their belly, and I would kick dirt in their face. I would spit on them. I would say all kinds of stuff. There's a whole list of words I can't say anymore. Can't say the S word. Can't say the N word. Can't say the F word. Can't say the C word. Can't say the D word.
Sir, which
R
word is
word.
which words are
So
those?
there
Just
have been slurs in my day that would have blown your fucking socks off. Have you ever heard of the W word?
The W word. Only in myth and legend.
Well, I can't even say it anymore. It was banned 50 years
Physically
ago
or because you are polite?
by William Howard Taft. The son
I
of a
heard in the
bitch
Civil War that they
who
had
killed
some of
Calvin
the best
Coolidge.
slurs that have been completely lost to time. But yeah, I can't say the K word. I can't say the T word. I can't say the F word. I can't say the second F word. I can't say the third F word and the secret N word. All of them are. I used to just really, lay into people here, and those SJWs and the Trump administration have made it so I can't really be mean anymore.
maybe we could turn off our recorders.
Sergeant.
Well, then they got 4 cameras in the ceiling right now. They got some drones flying over right now to make sure I'm not hitting anyone or branding anybody or whipping hot coins at anyone.
Sergeant, is it true that the Trump administration took away your government-issued hood pass?
That is true. It has been government issued. Ben Carson took it away from me. And then, the only thing I can really do anymore is I can shorten your guys' bed sheets. I can do that as a
Next thing
disciplinary
you know,
move.
these liberals will be taking the guns from the military.
That's right. I think, and that's what they want to do. They want to take the guns from us. They want to take away our secret boot knives. They want to take away, everything. And this is why right now the Army is just, I can't even really.
They don't want us running drugs across Afghanistan. Come on.
You guys can't even, if you guys punched me right now, I wouldn't be able to retaliate. That's the current state of the U.S. Marine Army.
Sergeant, do you see this little flower on my lapel?
I know where this
Can you
is
get
leading,
close?
but
Can you get a little closer to
regulation
me?
says I must smell it. Looks
All right,
like
yeah,
it might be
get in there.
nice. Let me lean in.
Guess what? That's beer, too. That's some High Life.
Oh, well, that's not so bad then. I guess it'd be worse if it was seltzer. All right. Well, now the cameras are rolling. Everybody's on the same page. If you all are ready to follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance right now,
Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance
Anything for sir.
Pledge allegiance
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the
of the
flag.
United
Private
States
RuneScape isn't
of
doing
America.
it.
United States.
He's not
To
even
the
saying
United
it,
States
sir.
of
He's not even
America.
trying,
You get
sir.
on your knees for the
and
flag.
to the Republicans,
This is so stupid. This is so
of
dumb.
which it stands.
You kiss that
One
flag for me right
rocket.
now,
Just go to
son.
sleep, then you can take a
Iwo Jima.
nap.
I'm gonna flip. I'm
Give it
gonna
a
flip
flip
off.
man.
one.
I'm gonna flip it
One
off with my
mission.
fingers.
Should my hat
If
be
he
off?
can do it, anyone can.
Right when we get in the
And with our
firing range, I
guns
swear I'm going
clean,
to take out private
Our rifles
RuneScape.
ready.
No problem.
We will put that red dot on the enemy right in his heart.
I
And our
wish I
swift
still had enough
justice
spit to give
of
that.
martial law shall murder them ultimately.
Martial law.
One nation, one bullet, one
Under
shot,
God.
one mic, and we're ready to do it to all of them. And
Under
how
God.
the stars spangled when that banner flew on high. Amen. Rest in
Inshallah.
peace, America.
Amen under God.
Amen.
God bless America. Amen.
God bless God and the
Now,
flag.
which one of you, have any of you learned the Marine's Oath yet?
Hoorah!
Oh,
No, the other Marine's Oath.
I know at least 300 Marines' oaths.
Well, why don't you go ahead and say that for us? See if you know it.
Every Marine must keep his sword clean with a damp cloth every hour on the hour, and he must never let it touch the floor or let an animal lick it or a dog lick it, or no matter how much food is on there, you can't let the animals lick it off because it's disrespectful. And you must keep your shirts nice and clean, like your sword. Because if you're dirty, if you look like shit, if you look like a bum, the enemy will kill you.
Wow, that is 100% right. Congratulations. I didn't expect
Thank you so
anyone
much,
to have
sir. Thank you so
that
much.
prepared.
You're like Clint
I
Eastwood.
told you, I recite it every day in front of the mirror.
You know, I only joined this army because of Henry Click's ad campaign that was extremely deceitful.
Yes, I was running some marketing and social media
You said find hot chicks in your area in the army now.
Can you tell me a better way to get gamers to join the army than to promise them hot chicks? Because if you have a better way, that's what I would have.
Oh, there was that banner ad that you made with Carmen Electra coming out of that Abrams tank.
I made creative director with that before I lost it all.
How did you lose it all, Henry Click?
I called the army grunts jarheads, and as punishment, they busted me down to Marine.
Not even I would use the J word.
You do not use the J word here. That's one of the words I've been told I cannot say. Not allowed to talk about the Mark Wahlberg movie Shooter either. That was responsible for a lot of bad things that happened in the South. Can't go into details. But yeah, it's a tough time for everybody. We're good to have you. Glad to have you, Henry Click, even though you don't really look like you're made physically to be an actual soldier.
This has been the worst few days of my life, and I expect it to
Well,
get
Henry,
worse.
why don't you go ahead and give me one push-up? That's the most push-ups I can ask. Let's see if you could do one push-up.
Sir, I could do 10 push-ups.
Okay.
I can't ask you to do that. I can only ask you to do one push-up.
I'll do 10.
Can he do it on my behalf?
If you feel like doing 10, I can't stop you from doing push-ups.
I could
but
do
can
10
only ask
push-ups
you.
upside down.
That's not how that works. You can't do it like
Yes,
that.
I
Henry,
can.
give me. Henry,
Look, it's
give
like
me
a
one
crab walk,
push-up.
see?
Oh, that's disgusting. That's really.
Look at this.
sexy.
Okay, I'm on the ground. I've got my knees are on the
No
ground.
knees. You have to use your feet.
the
You
ground.
can't
Oh, he's like
do
a
the knee
chick.
push-up.
Kiss it.
All right, this is really embarrassing.
No wonder we're losing all the wars.
One.
Well, hold on. I have an AR-15 right here, Henry?
Whoa.
Are you able to lift this up in the air?
I can hold it to my body and support
Sir,
it
I
with
can
my
do it.
back. I can't.
Well, how about this? Steak, why don't you
Can he
hold
do it
two
on my behalf?
AR-15s? Let's see how that looks.
Whoa.
I can't hold an AR-15. Those have been banned by the pink-haired people on YouTube.
That's right. That's right, Edwin. That's exactly what happened.
Can you say Joker?
Edwin,
That's right.
I am wondering right now, I believe what you are holding a musket. Who gave you that?
Oh, the Lord.
The Lord gave you that. That's right. That's right. You've been in this a long time. They've never given you a better gun?
No.
Okay.
Well, gee,
I do
look
know
at that.
some-
His
No, I'm
catheter's
sorry.
leaking. Oh, yeah. Take it over to the hole over there. It's on the ground. Just
acid.
dump it in there.
That's
That
my
looks like
acid
Miller High Life
attack
coming out of that
apparatus. Don't you worry about that now.
Sergeant Newcomb, I just used my advanced tech skills to look up Edwin here on the Army computer network. And this guy's not even in the Army. I think he used to work for a museum or something
No,
as
I
a
don't-
security guard.
I don't touch the
And then he was
computers.
fired for being senile.
Oh.
Well,
Are we really going to let this guy train with us and be in the Army, sir?
I mean, I admit a lot of stuff with him doesn't add up. He is wearing a German
was
Kaiser
fired
style
for the
helmet
truth.
here as well.
First off, if you want to listen to the truth, you know, this son of a bitch is on his computer patting around looking at porno.
Is that true,
That's
John
right.
Bidet? RuneScape.
No, sir. I am playing the 2003 Newgrounds Flash game, whereupon you put Osama bin Laden in a blender.
Oh, I love.
No, he's playing the Wilma Flintstone dress-up game.
That is open in a separate tab, sir.
You don't even dress her up. You just take the clothes right off and take the panties.
First of all, this is Betty Rubble, you senile old fuck.
Oh, sheesh. I don't know.
Private RuneScape, you are not allowed to say those words. I am sorry. I'm going to have to submit you to a punishment right now.
Quick question, sir.
Do you want me to kill myself?
No, I do
'Cause
not
I'll do
want
it.
you to kill yourself.
Sergeant Newcomb. Permission to speak, sir.
Permission granted.
Well, I just want to say if anyone in here has trouble cleaning their guns, I can do it for you. I got no problem doing that. I'd love to do it. It'd be my honor. You could even, I'll even give you one of my extra MREs. It'd be an honor for me to do it.
Do you got the chicken tender MRE, or what MREs you got up in there? You got the hot fudge dessert
I
MRE?
have the Fruit Loops MRE. I have the Clams Casino here.
Is that a?
This one's a
I love
shrimp
that.
Alfredo, fettuccine.
Is that a strawberry lambic beer MRE?
Ooh, I don't like those ones. This one just says hamburger. This one says hot dog, and this one is corn dogs.
Did you bring
I
those
wish I
from
could
home?
still
I don't
eat.
believe we've issued any
Yes, sir.
MREs.
They're freeze dried.
Okay, and you just keep them on you at all times.
Well, some are mine, some were my father's. When he was in the service he served, he died, sir, and he was an honor, sir.
All right,
he was an
stop
honor
crying.
to be a
Just
soldier,
stop crying.
sir.
I
Are
can't
those
call you the
homemade?
words I would usually say, but you have to stop crying right now. Private Wallop,
Yes, sir,
your punishment.
Mr. Face.
I am deeming you to a
These are
punishment
homemade
right now.
MREs.
You must recite the sweet soldier's oath to me right now. Say it.
Who?
Private Wallop.
Oh, I already did one.
Private Wallop.
Okay,
The sweet, soldier's oath. Word for word.
Oh, yea, who carry the great flag above thine head. Shoot your gun clean and keep it clean too. Fire true, red, white, and blue.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Private
Very good,
RuneScape,
son.
please recite for me the soldier's wife's promise.
The soldier's wife is to be available to me, Private RuneScape, at all times.
That's not it. That's
Don't
not
let
it.
him. Don't let him say that.
Well, I'm looking it out here, and that's exactly what it
She
says.
is to be 5'4" and brunette and have bangs.
Yeah, it's still
He
adding up.
doesn't know how to treat a woman.
She is to have a bad left ankle, sir. Whereupon she can support herself on my shoulder, sir.
Yeah, that's all in the oath. I'm reading it right here. That's all in the oath. I don't know what you guys are mad at. It's a weird oath, but that's what it says.
She
well,
is
fuck
to
me then.
She is to do cosplay, sir, as Chun-Li.
Yeah, that's still. I'm looking at the second page here. That's still on there. It's still all adding up.
In a manner such as to elicit cries of racism, sir.
Well, yeah.
The end.
Yep, that makes sense. Private Henry Click, stop looking at your shoes and tell me the boy's oath of enlistment right now.
Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had been to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice.
Yep, that's 100% right.
Damn, that would have been
It all
really
adds up.
poetic if that stink bug didn't just land on your nose and you just crossed your eyes while you were saying it.
Get it off! Get it off!
Hey, leave him alone. Why don't you say one, Private Face?
All right, all
I
right.
bet you didn't do your Marine studies.
Private Face, I need you to say the Marine's promise to his gun.
The Marine's promise to his gun is that he shall always let his gun eat from the MREs first. He will stick the neck, like the, what do you call it, the butt of the gun, right into the food, smash it around in there, and eat his meal off of his gun, because the gun is your most loyal friend in battle, and as such, it deserves the first bite.
Yeah, it's a weird oath. It's still, I was kind
That's
of.
not it.
That's 100% it. You can
I
see right
agree.
here in my
Keep changing
pamphlet.
these.
I mean,
I agree with the oath.
I'm asking you guys like the
Sir, I come from a
weirdest
long line.
oaths.
I come from 9 generations of U.S. Marine armies.
Yeah,
These oaths are not the same.
I'm looking in my book here. They're all the same. They're all lining up. I'm writing. I'm flipping the pages. These are all 100% right. I don't know what to tell you. Private Stake Wallet, for one that asked for so much discipline, I feel like you're questioning me more than anyone. Why don't you go ahead and give me one push-up?
Can I shoot him, sir?
Sir, I'll give you 10 push-ups. Upside
Sir,
down.
please allow me to shoot him to put him in line.
You cannot shoot Private Stake Wallop. The only people that can shoot us are our enemies.
This
I
is
mean,
a
they're
prank.
not given
This is the
permission to
shooting
shoot
prank.
us, but they
I
don't
want to do the
have.
shooting prank to him. It's not a real fight.
There is not pranks that are done in the army. The army.
Sir, I would gladly be shot by any of my comrades.
I'm a
not
trained
how-
I don't mean
copywriter. I
comrades.
should
That's
not be.
fellow troops, sir.
That's not how war works. We don't shoot each other. We get ready for the bad
Chris
guys
Kyle
to
was
shoot.
shot by a fellow soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
that guy,
he's the greatest
that guy
troop
went
of all
crazy
time.
bones.
Are you
He
saying
had
he's not a
medical
great-
crazy bones from an army doctor? That's
He's
how
not
it
a great
works.
troop?
No, he was a good one. He was one of the best. He shot all those people that were looting corn.
Yeah.
And that service will never
On top
be.
of the Superdome?
Yeah, you could never thank
Sir,
him.
I do not even have a family to take my PTSD out on to.
Well, that's why
It's the greatest
you can
tragedy.
be homeless and do it to literally everybody. It's But I have a feeling, and just call this a hunch, Private RuneScape. I don't think you're coming back from wherever we send you.
Can we go to war now?
Well, we can go to war. The plane is
Sir,
ready.
it'd be my honor to be honored in war.
I will
I
say
do not
this
wanna go
is
to war.
all we're allowed to
Oh,
do
I'm
for
ready.
boot camp now. Stake Wallop. I asked you to do the one push-up. I can't ask you to do more. You're still doing them. I can't.
Sir, I have another question.
Yeah.
While I do my push-ups.
Yeah.
Before we go to war, when do we get to see the freedom? Did they show us the freedom that we fight for?
What do you mean, like
we get to see it? Is it like behind that door or like?
What do you think freedom looks like?
Well, I don't know. I thought you were going to show us.
It's like an abstract concept. It's not like a concrete thing that you can like.
That's why I can't think of what it would be.
It's
I
a
want to
girl
see
in
it.
the USO show.
It's like I don't know. Private Wallop. Just envision like a cube or a prism that's like red, white, and blue, and it's rotating slowly. That's what freedom.
Holy cow! Do they have it at the Pentagon or something?
Yeah, we
Where's
keep it in the Pentagon because if anyone would touch it, it would turn black and disintegrate.
Gee, you think I'll ever be able to see it, Sarge?
Well, only if you survive about 40 years of constant war. So we better get started now.
Sergeant, I'm a Terra Hot boy, and I got to admit I'm getting a little nervous going overseas. You know, this Army training base in Kandahar, Indiana is the farthest I've ever been from home.
Well, yeah, it happens, but we're ready to go. You know, we've been really trying to push a lot of people getting through, boot camp used to take 6-7 weeks. Now it's just like, it's kind of like when you get a new job and they tell you the health benefits, which the health benefits here are as long as you're in the Army, we take bullets out of you. You guys already signed up all your stuff. You did all the pledges. Private RuneScape, please take your gun out of your mouth. People will be shooting at you soon enough.
Sir, if you want me to drive my Dodge Charger into the terrorist Superdome, I will do it.
The terrorists don't. That's just the Superdome, and those were not terrorists.
If the military pays to take bullets out of us, then why can't I shoot Private Wallop, sir?
Because it's a waste of Army resources. Really, we just really want to put you guys out the door. In fact, let's open up the bay hangar here, and everybody follow me. Edwin, please stop peeing yourself.
Oh, I've never killed a man before, Sarge.
You've been in the Army for 100 years. Have you ever shot in anyone?
It was a friendly, but so it's my kill count.
Sir,
is
I'd be honored to be his first
-1.
kill.
Let him do it. Let him shoot him.
Why do you guys...
Chris Kyle, Pat Tillman, great soldiers, both killed by their friends.
You have to serve in war first. And don't you have a girl you're supposed to go home to, Private Wallop?
Yes, sir. Candy Pop. I'm going to get her a pool.
All right. Well, you know, if you survive for another month, maybe you can get her a hot tub too.
Sir, permission to get Steak Wallop's girlfriend pregnant if he does not return from this war.
I cannot give that permission. You would have to ascertain that permission from Candy Pop.
Sir, it would be my honor for one of my fellow troops to take care of my girl if I do not come back alive.
I don't think Private RuneScape's coming back alive.
And I would be honored if he shows up and gives her the bad news of me dying and says, but I have a pool for you. He wanted you to have this. And then he proceeds.
Permission to leave right now and go give her that bad news.
Granted.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Sergeant, where are we shipping out to?
We're going to Iraq. It's still a lot of cool stuff happening there. We're just going to drop you guys off. You guys can figure it out from there.
Can we go to Yemen instead?
Yeah, you can go to Yemen. We're pretty. We just need people everywhere. So I'm just going to get in the plane. I'm going to flip the guy. You know, $5. I'm going to say Yemen or wherever you want to go. You know.
Hey, you know, I heard Bali's pretty nice. A lot of people like Bali. There's beaches.
You want to go to Bali? Well, there's not a war in Bali.
When they
we
load
don't
us on
ever
the
have
plane,
war in cool places.
When they load us on
Sir, may I make a suggestion of investigating the possibilities of war in Hawaii?
We already own Hawaii.
Yes, sir, which is why we must defend it, sir.
War isn't something that happens in the world, sir. War is something that happens in your heart.
I don't know. War is definitely happening in the world, and we're definitely here to go to war.
When we get on the plane, there's a big like Wheel of Fortune wheel. They spin it, and that's where we go.
Yeah, sure. Let's just get on the plane, everybody. All right, no more questions. I already did my job. You know, I don't even...
Sir, permission to jump too high when getting on the plane and then have my head get cut off by the blades.
Permission granted.
Thank you, sir.
Edwin chewed up his food and put it in my hand, sir.
Well, you better finish it for him or put it back in his mouth so he can eat it.
Help.
Sir, yes, sir.
Help me.
Sir, I think Edwin needs a new adult diaper.
I'm fucking dying.
Well, they'll give him one in Kandahar or whatever. I'm honestly, I only joined the Army because I liked playing the trumpet and jazz wasn't a thing anymore. And now I've been doing this for 30 years and I can't even say the slurs I like anymore because those SJWs in the Trump administration have made me stop. And you know what? I'm just here to collect my pension a little bit. So you guys can do whatever you want.
All right.
Let's overthrow the United States government.
I can't.
Seeing Edwin pee is making me have to pee. Is there a bathroom on the plane?
There is a hole, just like our tent here has a hole.
Straight,
I'm just going to pee out the window once we hit altitude.
Yeah, that's
Please
fine.
let me go. into war.
I mean, you could just follow Edwin's lead and just pee wherever.
Please let me urinate on the enemy.
All right, you guys
Sergeant-
are already dead. Go ahead and get on the plane. We're just going to start playing taps preemptively, just so to
Thank you, sir.
be more efficient. We don't
This
even
is
have
the best
Sir.
3 days of my life.
We don't even have
I bow to you,
blankets
my
anymore.
master.
Everybody just sleeps under a big American flag that we put over your casket when you die.
Sergeant, I just wanted to say
I
before we
love
go,
you.
you're the greatest sergeant I've ever had, and I hope you love us as much as we love you.
All right.
You're our
Is that
dad,
golden
sir.
retriever everyone gets to fuck gonna be there?
Yep. All the hot girls are waiting for you guys in Yemen.
Is my friend Mr. Calvin Coolidge, will he be there to hand me a ribbon?
Yeah, he'll hand you a nice big red ribbon, Edwin, and then you know
Oh.
what? All
He's
your
pooping,
grandkids
sir.
will be
Sir,
there,
he's
and they want to
pooping.
hear all your stories.
We're all going to heaven.
Stop ratting on me.
We're all going to heaven, and we're going to declare war on heaven and kill God.
When I get that ribbon, I'll be able to shit wherever I want.
Is that? Yep. That you're going to get the big brown ribbon from Calvin Coolidge.
We salute you,
That's
sir.
right. That's right.
All right. Well, you guys got your haircuts. I told you I can't say slurs anymore. That made everybody did their one push-up, right?
No.
Edwin, go ahead and do your one push-up.
Oh my God. Please.
All right.
Sir, I can see his heart beating outside of his chest.
Can somebody help him?
Oh.
Just lift him up.
Oh.
God,
Sir, he's broke his hip.
all of his fingers just snapped instantly. Good
Oh
Lord.
my God.
All right.
My hands just went through his neck.
All right. Who wants to? He's writhing now. He's like a deer that got hit by a car.
Sir, there's a bunch of green shit coming out of him.
Sir,
All right,
it'd be
like
my honor.
cum.
It'd be my honor to end his pain.
Sir, yeah. Shoot him before I throw
I'm
up.
not praying, sir.
There's no hope for him.
Hey, Edwin,
Take off my diaper
relax.
and wrap it around my face.
Edwin, I want you to relax.
That's the only way.
Shh, Edwin, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna see Calvin Coolidge in a big,
All right,
on top
clear
of
the
a big
area.
crowd. All right, I don't want you to be scared anymore. It's gonna be you and Calvin Coolidge and all
Oh my God.
all the
Sir,
tapioca
stand
you
clear.
could eat. All right.
Say goodnight, Edwin.
Good night, sir.
Sergeant!
Thank you.
Sergeant, wait, look in the distance. Do you see that fleet of dirt bikes coming toward us? I think it's the Taliban.
Oh, everybody get ready. We have no time to ascertain if that is the Taliban or not.
Let's
I'm
just start
gonna-
shooting at them.
Yeah, I'm gonna play my trumpet because I forgot my gun.
Sir, I removed all the pins in my grenades. Now what?
Well, I guess we're just gonna wait and see what happens. I think they were props anyway.
Papa, Mama, were you there when I sang the 1,000 Truths? Hands clasped behind mine back, leaning forward, supple neck exposed, ready to sing to you the good morning song? Or your faces gnashing in the trough below, unaware, eyes covered in pig slap and apple peels? I turn to you now, with my brain completely erased, unaware of the world that was waiting for me, unaware that I am patiently awaiting the complete knowledge and stillness of death. I am a clean slate. Tabula rasa. Tabula rasa.
Hollywood, LA. The streets where everyone is famous. For an Uber driver and former fast food reviewer like me, you never know who you're gonna meet out here or what is gonna happen the second you step inside the undercover Uber. My name is James Cordon Bleu, and I don't know where I got the idea to do a series where I'm recording in a car. But come on, let's see who our first rider is. Excuse me, sir, what's your name? Where are you going today?
James? You James?
Yeah,
Hey, what's up?
yeah.
I'm Gage.
Is this Gage? Okay, cool, yeah.
Is up front cool or in the back or
Yeah, up front's cool, yeah.
can you move
mean,
that?
it's-
Can you move all this stuff so I can sit?
Oh, sure, it's just recording gear. I'm secretly recording people in here, so.
What?
It's just recording gear. Don't worry about it. My little app here doesn't tell me where you're going. Where are you headed?
Oh, we're heading to we're gonna head over to. I didn't put it in. I put in the address.
Oh, you know what? Actually, this is an Uber pool, and I'm getting another
We're going to
person
West
in here.
Hollywood, right?
Yeah, we're grabbing someone else first. Sorry, we got to pull over right here.
Well, I asked for a single.
Okay, now I remembered how Ubers work, so I know the next guy's name. Hey, Delroy?
Hey, is that you? Hey, how you doing? This is my car?
Yeah, this is your car. Where are you headed? My little app's not telling me.
Hey, we're going to West Hollywood. We're going to the big fast food thing out there. They're introducing a new fucking sandwich, and I'm going to check it out.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah.
Holy shit, Delroy Higgins?
Is that who I think it is?
Well, I don't know if you know me, but I definitely know you. I have a YouTube channel. You're one of my favorite channels.
Yeah, Gage Crescent, right? I've seen your stuff.
No
it's
way,
awesome.
man.
That's
You've seen my
awesome.
show? You've seen my show where I review other fast food reviewers?
I love your review of Danger Dan's ice cup of ice that he got from Sonic with the little ice. It's such a nice ice style, and you reviewed his review like a fucking golden god.
Oh my god, that's so nice of you to say. Cannot believe Delroy Higgins has seen Taste It or Waste It. I've worked so hard.
Yeah,
man,
so what do we do?
Have you seen his
Sorry,
show?
guys, we're pulling over again in here. It looks like we got another guy to pick up. Lawrence,
better scoot
is that
over,
you?
Delroy. This guy's not.
Hey,
the smallest.
yeah, is this my ride? This is Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence Chode, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta be
got-
kidding me, man.
The name, they put asterisks in the Uber thing, censored your name, but I kind of figured.
Yeah, I mean, you figured it out. I'll just.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen your videos.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'll get in the. Is that Delroy? Is that you?
This is extremely weird, but yeah, this is me. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, man. How you been? I mean, it's been
doing
like
alright.
a year.
Are you headed to the fucking thing also? Or
Yeah,
are you
of
going to
course.
the-
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Hey,
This
we're
is-
having a party.
I'm sorry. I'm like fanboying so hard right now. I'm Gage Crescent. I reviewed food reviewers on YouTube, and you're Lawrence Chode.
Yeah. So, what did you say your name was again?
Gage Crescent.
And you have a channel?
Yeah, it's called Taste It or Waste It, where I review other fast food reviewers.
Yeah, man. I'll definitely check that out sometime. I'm just gonna catch up with Delroy back here.
Okay, well, I'll be
That's
up here if you want to talk.
Okay, well, while you're back there catching up, you might want to scoot over a little because we're picking up someone else. Pete, is that you?
Hey,
Pete
yeah,
Cancello?
step on it, please. I just drank a 2-liter of Fanta. I gotta piss. Go.
All right,
Oh, my
whenever
God.
someone tells me to step
Whoa.
on it, I obey immediately.
Pete.
Delroy Wiggins?
Hey, what's up, man? We were just talking. This is crazy. It's like a
Well,
high
it's-
school reunion. I didn't go to high school, but you get
And
the
you're
idea.
Lawrence.
Lawrence Chode.
Chode,
We lived together
yeah.
in a car
Yeah.
for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Gage Crescent.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. I'm a big fan. You inspired me to start my channel. I don't know
Your
who
channel
you
was around
are,
before
sir.
mine.
Driving, but why is there a camera pointed at me?
Yeah, why is that? Why is there a camera in here?
Oh,
Is
this
that
is
like
a
an Uber
secret.
thing or what?
No, it's a secret.
Why
Don't
is
worry
it a
about
secret?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really obliged to tell you about that. But you know what? There's something more important happening right now because we got another person we got to pick up. If you guys want to scoot over a little bit. Jared? This thing says Jared the Jaw is your legal real name?
Yeah, it should just say Jaw, so you can just call me Jaw. That's kind of what I'm going by now. Let me just. We got a full
This
boat
is,
here. Huh?
You gotta be fucking
This
kidding
is
me.
starting starting to get a little creepy here because we have something of a history, all of us. So.
Yeah,
I'll say.
yeah, you could say that.
James, these are the biggest stars on YouTube. These guys have tasted every piece of fast food in this country, even outside the country.
Well,
Delroy and Lawrence Chode spent a week in Japan. You should have seen the kimonos they were wearing. They looked like women. It was crazy.
yeah, I haven't really tasted much of the food, of course. Being a food challenge expert, my job's not to taste the food; it's to stuff it down my hole as fast as I can. So, when it comes to food,
You're one of those.
Yeah, here we go. Jared.
listen,
Haven't changed at all.
You know me. I changed the game when it came to eating stuff quickly. It's more about quantity
James,
over
listen.
quality for me.
Jared the Jaw Jackson was the first man to eat a mega-sized bag of kibbles and bits. He did it in 34 minutes. With
Oh, that
no
was the
water.
KFC Kibbles and Bits, right? That was a limited edition.
No, a whole
Exclusive.
bag from the store. He bought it at Walmart. And he did it in his car.
What have
Yeah,
you guys been up to over the last year?
Well, for me, of course, you guys remember when I dropped out of the business college for business.
Yeah.
Of course, I did Jawbone, the original name of my channel. That actually went away after Jawbone sued me. So for a while there, I was going under a Little Man's Tiny Food channel. But Jawbone's out of business now, boys. So I'm not actually back to using Jawbone. I've now switched over to Crash My Car Incorporated because about 6 months ago, I was reviewing a bag of sour frogs, and it was really sour. It was sour as hell, and my job was to eat 10 pounds of it as fast as I could, and some of the sugar crystals got on my fingers. Anyways, my racing wheel slipped right out of my hands, and I flung myself into a fountain. And, of course, it was a fountain of a frog, which, all the aggregators got a lot of content out of, but at the end of the day, I'm here at Crash My Car Incorporated. I'm Jared the Jaw. My teeth are real. So that's what I've been up to. What about you guys?
Man, I mean, I feel like it's been too long, and I've been through quite a bit over the past year and change. I contracted a case of cranial hydrosis. You guys might know better as wet head.
Wet head.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've been dealing with that. That's been filming is a bit difficult now because on account of my equipment gets wet a lot now because of my wet head. I did.
I was going to say, it looks
know,
like there's a film all over you right now.
Yeah, it's not ideal. You guys can move. I'll move all the way to the back if you guys are uncomfortable right now. This is a recent development.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's been rough since we all moved out.
Yeah. If we could just crack his
the old
window.
Aztec. Yeah. We'll get that down. I actually recently did a YouTube review of it's a handful of Lunesta, and that was not as well received as maybe I had hoped, but I think I'm back on track. I recently just won an eBay auction, $65, a great deal for a promotional Titan AE quarter pounder box. That's sort of my prized possession right now, and I'm carrying it with me right now. Actually, if you guys want.
How much does that kind of thing run you?
It was $65, way under what I was expecting to pay. I was expecting to pay, $67, $68. So.
Nice haul, dude.
Yeah.
You got any left or anything? Don't step back here, by the way. I got this. Take it, occupado back here.
Whoa, who the hell?
Wait, I don't remember picking this guy up.
Huh?
I don't remember picking you up.
Yeah, you picked me up right before the guy.
What's your name? I don't see it on here.
You scroll up. Here, let me see. It's my name. I go by Hot Tub. I don't know what it says there.
Stinks.
But I was just
Kind of glad I took the front seat now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the back seat was taken. I don't know what to say. I like to rest my head a little bit
You in
after
the trunk
picking
the whole
up.
time?
Sometimes I get forgot. There's a little crevice.
Kind of spitting on me a
You
little.
see where well, I'll lean back. There's a little crevice there in between, the thing, and it leads to the trunk. But I guess I wasn't technically in the trunk. I mean, as a passenger, legal passenger, with rights where I can't be ejected from a car. And
Well, I think it's
whatnot that I am
probably
aware
crazy to
of.
ask, but you wouldn't happen to be a YouTuber either, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I think we got one.
Yeah, I'm a
channel back in
YouTuber.
our
Hot
trunk?
Tub.
I'm a
These three
YouTuber.
guys right here were all living in the same Pontiac Aztec.
Oh, you remember
Quite a
that? That's
while.
really
Yeah,
funny.
well,
that you remember that?
You guys did it was short-lived, but you guys did that whole series called the Drunken Drive-Thru. You guys took turns getting completely shit-faced, and you just go through different drive-thrus, and you'd order all this food, but you wouldn't pay for it.
Sometimes forward.
That was fun.
Bunny Aztec, that's a good car,
Well,
I think, right?
so the car was. Do you remember? You remember the show Survivor? Remember Richard Hatch, the naked guy on that? After he left Survivor or whatever, he got convicted.
Wait a
of,
second. What do you mean the naked guy? It was kind of a little before my time.
He was like he was like a guy who was on there, and he was like, "Hey, I'm naked," and everybody was like,
Oh my
But
god.
basically, he got convicted.
There's
of-
there something wrong with him? That sounds like
Back to
It's
nature.
like- sounds like a
is what I say,
psychopath.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, he's a freak, and he didn't pay his taxes, so we got a Pontiac Aztec out of it, and we all
He sounds exactly like
we
me.
all lived in it for a while, and we all did our little channels, and it was very
Yeah, some of the
So
channels
wait, are you
were
guys
similar,
all
but-
are you guys all heading to the same?
Well,
We can't all be
you
heading to
guys-
the same place. We're
are
all
you guys going to
probably
the
being
food
dropped off
thing?
at this different.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're going to the food thing.
yeah. I'm going. Yeah, I'm going there.
So what is this thing, by the way? No one's told me where I'm headed. I'm just kind of driving in circles here, and no one's
Well,
noticed.
James, you've been looking into that camera for like half this time. What's the camera
Yeah,
for?
I think
I don't even have GPS on my phone.
Pete knows what it's for. Pete, what was the review we're doing?
I believe we are reviewing the Impossible Imitation Crab Rangoon, which I believe is just regular Rangoon.
Love that.
Well, I could eat.
You got to have a channel
Well,
to get
is that
in,
what
bud.
is that what we just said?
Yeah, I got a channel. I'm a YouTuber.
Hey, Hot Tub, if I could real quick, your breath is actually so hot that it has increased the temperature inside the car significantly.
It's like
Could
dripping
we
down the windows.
Let's
Could we-
vent some of these windows. It's a little crowded in
possibly
here. I
kick
wasn't
that
really-
AC on, maybe? Or
Yeah, maybe you open a window. Things got like.
You do have sort of like a
Like a
you have
top-down
like a
thing.
pig pen style like cartoon dirt cloud surrounding you. Also, I don't know if we could do something about that.
Well, I think that's more of the this car. It's tight, closed spaces. If I was walking around on the street, you wouldn't see
I thought
that.
that
I
McDouble
don't-
in your hand looks a little old. You might want to toss that thing, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
a-
they
Hey,
don't go bad. You can see them. They're mostly salt. They're like kind of like travel rations.
Well, that green milkshake.
They don't go bad.
Definitely. Is that the St.
Yeah, they don't
Patty's
make those-
milkshake?
I don't
saw
think those-
that's a Shamrock Shake in
No,
September.
I saw Super Size Me, and he was right. McDonald's is great. That food doesn't go bad ever. You can
That's
just
not the-
take it.
that
throw
wasn't
it
the
in
lesson.
bag.
Yeah,
Pete and Dilroy are right. He's drinking a Shamrock Shake. Where did you get one of those? How is it still
That was
cold?
definitely the lesson. That was definitely the lesson of it. The food doesn't go bad, so you can just get it and go. It's like trail mix.
How quick you guys think I can eat all that dirt cloud?
Well, it's gonna keep coming, so it's gonna be like more of a time
Hey,
thing.
Jaw, I got a one up for you.
Yeah.
How fast do you think you could eat Hot Tub here?
Wow. Well, let's see. I got all my teeth and they're real, so who knows?
Could you imagine the views on that?
Yeah.
Jaw
Yeah,
eats a homeless guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say that I'm not a home. What's to say about who is and what isn't a home?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Like, you guys ever seen Joe Dirt? They have crazy ideas about what a home was in that movie. You could be whatever.
I mean, we
Where the
lived
heart
in a
is.
car. Again, it started out originally we were doing sort of like a Vine House thing for fast foodies, fast food reviewers, and that went south. I would say within about a week.
Whatever happened to the car?
Then we went to a
Now,
police
if I can-
and
If I can say real quick, that was, and I haven't seen you guys in a number of years, but I will say that was some of the best times of my life. It was in the
oh,
middle.
that was the best time of my life.
It was in the
I
middle
love
of my
being there.
divorce, but I
Right there with you guys.
I loved when my kids would come and they would visit me in the car, and you guys would stand outside the car and we would watch movies on a portable DVD player on the dashboard of the car. That was I look back on that and I just love it so much.
And you cracked the window sometimes so we could hear it.
Yeah.
And we appreciated that.
I want
It
to tell
was-
you
it
again
was
how
really-
sorry I am for eating all those DVDs, man. I just,
Do you guys have a favorite DVD? Like, I haven't seen a DVD in the theater in a long time.
what's up?
You guys, I just want to know a little bit about my favorite reviewers. Like, do you guys all have a favorite DVD?
Oh, okay, so you're talking to us now.
Did you see a DVD in the theaters this summer? Or
Okay. I don't know what this guy's
Let's
problem
see what's
is.
happening here.
I don't really love it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, guys, did you guys try that the new grape hot dog at Long John Silver's yet?
I have not tried
No.
that yet.
Oh, I met Long John Silver. He was riding from, I think he was going out of Chicago to St. Louis, and I hitched up in the back of Long John Silver. Is Grape Hot Dog the name of that harmonica song?
it's a Grateful Dead song.
Yeah, he taught me most of it to that, but then, I had to trade the harmonica for a knife.
Yeah,
How's
sometimes
this,
that
how's this grape
happens.
hot dog, Jaw?
I gave it 9.5 teeth out of 10, and the teeth are real every time on Crash My Car Inc. So for me, it was a certified humdinger. So I recommend going in and checking it out if you can. So that was my recent.
Do you have fake teeth? Because you keep insinuating that your teeth are real, which just makes me think that they're not.
Hey, no one wants to hear like questions from a homeless guy. Let these guys talk. They haven't seen each other in a year.
I got a YouTube. I'm just like these guys. I was there in the Pontiac Aztec. I got a YouTube channel.
You don't know what YouTube is, man.
What's your channel
Yeah,
called?
I got
What's
it.
your
I
channel
got
called?
Yeah, let's hear about it. How many subs?
Yeah, I got all kinds of. There's the English channel. There's Comedy Central. There's all the channels. I got them all. I know what that is.
It does sound like he knows what it is.
Mine's
fell off
called
of you
Pete.
when you said that.
It's an amalgamation of my name.
It's better than on me.
Eats. What do you think of that?
That's smart.
That's where that
That's
came
really
from.
good.
I wanted to ask you about it.
Yeah,
That actually clears up a lot for me. Yeah.
I'm currently in the throes of Skeptember, which is an amalgamation of the word skeptic and September. That's where I've been eating exclusively foods with impossible in the titles. Had the Impossible Burger, Impossible Taco, Impossible Hot Dog, and the Imposta Bowl. And I gotta say, feeling quite incredulous this month.
Oh,
So where's this taco or this crab meat you guys are talking about? Where's it at?
I believe.
Hey,
I
dear
believe
Crab.
it's debuting at Spitfire Comedy West.
Ooh.
Which we're all, you know what, we're fast food reviewers, but we like to laugh. You know, it's not all serious here.
I hope there's is there a cover or you guys got tickets or is this like
I believe we
+1 on any?
we're all being paid to appear there. Hot tub,
Yeah, me too. I was just making conversation. I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber as well, and my teeth are real. So when I get in there, I assume they'll just be handing me a check. I have a few things I have to do. I've got a panel I'm going to. It's called the Real Tooth Guy panel, and I'm there to explain to everybody how they make the fries taste so bad at Burger King. So I'm pretty stoked to do that, just so you guys know. They actually just mix crumbs and water together, and that's how they make the fries. So that's just sort of a preview of the panel. Obviously, it's longer
Oh my
than
God,
that.
Hot Tub, his ear's bleeding.
Okay. Well,
Stay in the back. Your ear's bleeding, man.
Joe, you're still on your anti-Burger King kick, huh?
it's not a kick. You know, I'm there to be a pro. Some people call me the assassin of fast food, and I don't know if that's because I'm really good at eating, like the little ninja stars that you can get with certain Power Rangers toys. But at the end of the day, I'm there to do my job, and that's to explain the truth about this stuff. And it's that the BK fries are rat poison. So I don't know.
Well, look, I feel as though, have you had their most recent fry concoction? The Burger King One Big Fry?
Yeah, I did take that one down in about 35 minutes, which wasn't a record, but I was
About the size of a Yule log.
I was under duress at the time because my dentist kept calling me because I have some bills. It's just stuff that we have to work out between each other, and it's sort of a gentleman's agreement between my dentist and myself. So I actually
Sounds like it's super traumatizing to get in a car crash and lose all of your teeth. It sounds to me.
Well,
like
as far as the first part, you're absolutely right. As far as the second part, I'm not sure what you mean or are referring to, because
This Dennis you got, is his name Dennis the Menace?
Now, what is that? Is that an
'Cause those
old...
are chiclets, buddy. Those are some chiclets in your teeth.
well, I've had my fair share of chiclets, but of course they pass by my real teeth and go down my throat in as expeditious a manner as possible. These things are hardwired in there. You can see. Don't touch them, but do look at them, and actually don't look at them that close. But these things are pretty much exactly however real teeth
Can I get a
go.
selfie with him later, Joe?
Well, that's going to cost you. Come to my panel after I explain how the BK fries are actually just rubbed together poops, and the poops.
How much hot sauce? How much hot sauce are you gonna chug at Spitfire?
Well, however much that look, I'm there to pick up a paycheck, like I said, and I'm there to explain. Look, BK fries, they come out of the toilet, not necessarily the toilet part where the poop goes, but it's out of the backside of the toilet. That's where the BK fries come from. Don't look into who's paying me, and don't ask me about my teeth again. But after that, I am free to take pictures where I don't smile because the flash photography does interfere with the enamel on my real teeth. But that's going to cost you about $4.
I mean, that's a hell of a deal, Joe.
Dory, what have you been up to on your channel?
What have I been up to? Well, since I saw these jokers last, I've been doing. Well, I was going through a bit of a rough patch. I'm still going through a rough patch. I've been doing community service.
I see you have henna on your wrist and your hand.
Yeah, that's
henna
my,
tattoo.
Yeah, it says forever. That's a joke I heard one time. I've been doing community service due to a 2017 arson conviction, and now I am doing the food review thing, and I'm doing it as community service for at-risk youths. So,
What'd you burn?
I burned down a Dairy Queen, and that is true. That's God's honest
How
truth.
could you tell the
Did they hand you
difference?
ice cream upside right?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? The hot dogs looked like shit. It was 2 chili dogs on a plate, and I saw a picture of it, and I thought it was disgusting. I thought it was the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. So I got so pissed off, I burned the place down.
On the spot, did you just leave your car and go and burn it down?
I was in the middle of doing a review for.
I thought they were great. I thought the chili dogs were
We're there,
fine.
hot tub.
What? What's up?
Your ear's
Yeah,
bleeding
I
all
saw-
over your shirt.
I saw it on my YouTuber, man.
That giant puffy fugu jacket is soaked through with blood now.
Oh, you gotta stay warm.
And speaking of it, James, can you
Listen,
turn down
you
the
bleed-
heat? It's been like really high.
You bleed so you can scab, and then it covers it up so you don't bleed no more. So, God, this is just my body working right. So, accidents happen, things happen. You know, you don't always think you're gonna end up where you're at in life.
Delroy,
after
did you not?
thinking of all the mistakes.
So you clearly, I mean, Jaw has his anti-Burger King beliefs. You're not a Dairy Queen guy. Have you not tried kind of their most recent? It's a little early. It's September, but the Scary Queen Ghostbuster Parfait. It's a peanut buster parfait, but the peanuts are black. Have you not tried that yet?
I've not tried it. I've been super busy. I just wrapped up a review for the Chesapeake Bay Crab Spice Cappuccino Pizza from Pizza Hut. That'll be out soon.
Oh, that's a 6-teether.
The Taco Queso Twisters from Taco Bell is a huge review for me. I got 35 views on that bad boy.
Beautiful.
So, I don't know.
I've tried something recently where if you go to Panera Bread, they got this new thing they give out yesterday's bread at 6 p.m. So you can eat as much as you want, but you can't take it with you because they have to throw it away, because if they give it to you, then you can sue them if you get sick from it.
Did you just fart?
So you got to eat it there.
Yeah, my man farted. Yeah,
What?
he farted for sure.
No, that was somebody else. That was my shoes are wet and they squeaked on the floor.
It
That's
smells
what
like Burger King.
I didn't have any Burger King, so
Yeah,
you know
that's-
it's
I'm looking
not
at
me.
Jaw. I think Jaw actually has a secret thing for it, eh?
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, I'm just here to let everybody know what the real deal is with BK's fries, and that is that there's actual nails in them. So don't eat those fries, gang. They'll mess up your teeth even if they are real.
Well, they have that new leg burger. It's like a giant burger in the shape of a leg. I don't know what the rationale behind that is, but it looked interesting. It's like about the size of a human leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could probably
I think
take
it's for
it
a
down.
movie that's coming out.
You know, to you guys, I probably just look like an Uber driver.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that.
I kind of can't resist anymore. I used to be just like you guys.
Now, hold on.
You used to be just like us?
I was just like
You
you.
used to have syphilis?
Oh yeah, but I got it fixed. I just got myself fixed. I got neutered, and it went away.
Nice.
But that's neither here nor there. You know, like I was kind of playing dumb. Like I don't know Spitfire Comedy West. I mean, I was the biggest in the game. I was the first one to review their cheeseburger with Mad Dog 2020 habanero limerita remoulade there. I used to be the first guy you called to get your shit on YouTube, but I got canceled after. Remember when McDonald's did like the Sichuan sauce shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. It's a huge day.
Yeah, I got canceled over that shit. People said it was racist when I put it on a chicken sandwich, and I was like, hey, this is like Chinese people food. It's like China right here.
Can't say
Sichuan.
Can't say
And then
that,
I put
man.
on remember the Bare Naked Ladies song that was like the Chinese chicken? I put that song in the background. And I was like, hey, remember China? That's different than America. That's weird.
Yeah,
And you got
And then
taken
people-
down
Is
for
that
why
a
you got the-
copyright strike.
No,
Is-
I don't think so.
Is
I'm
this
pretty
why
sure I
you
got
have this
canceled.
big, like,
The audio was
Chinese
gone.
farmer hat back here in the trunk.
Yeah, that was from that
I was noticing
notorious
this earlier.
video.
I don't know about this one, man.
Between you and me, I don't know if I did anything wrong or not, but you know, I had to kind of change the
I
lifestyle.
can't believe I
and I'm
didn't
out here
recognize
Ubering
you.
now.
This is gonna be the craziest episode of Tasted or Wasted yet. Got all my favorites on, the best guests. I didn't even have to set this up. It just happened. I didn't follow you guys where you're going. I didn't read your texts. I didn't hack your email and read that and figure all this out. I just happened to be here in this car.
You know, I was gonna tell you guys I got some Sichuan sauce in the back still, but it looks like Hot Tub's taking a bath in it. So
I don't know if
I might
Delroy
use my
noticed, but
last
I
one.
bought his old shoes on eBay. I'm wearing them right now.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. That money actually helped me out. I can take my kids to see a movie. I can take one of them to see a movie. You've seen movie prices, ticket prices?
Yeah, and
Crazy.
then like it's like $20 even before you get the popcorn and the drink.
Yeah.
Now, if you lie down in the back of them when they're cleaning, a lot of times they won't see you if it's dark enough.
It's like, what do you want, my social security number on top of my $40?
Yeah. They probably do.
You know, it makes you wonder, like, no wonder that guy went crazy in Aurora.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make me feel sympathetic for the guy who shot a bunch of people in the theater. Yeah.
I hear they have a low amount of fast
He
food
was
restaurants
protesting movie.
per capita
Wait, he was
there.
protesting movie prices.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he used to have a YouTube channel too, and he just lost it. He was sick of reviewing the popcorn and the drinks at the theater because they're too expensive.
Man, everybody's got a YouTube channel these days, man, including me.
What is your channel's name?
I got all over the place. I got Hot Tub. Who's with it with Hot Tub?
Sounds like you don't know.
I got, you know.
Oh, James,
I
eyes on
got-
the road, please. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he's turning around the whole way with like his arm on the back of the other seat and just looking around right back at us.
I got a driver's license. They wouldn't let me do this if I didn't. Just let me.
Well,
let
he
me
makes
go.
a good point there. I can't judge him. I don't have a driver's license.
I ate mine, so it's still valid.
What's the best way to season plastic?
Well, I'll tell you what, you could do it like Burger King does. By the way, that's what their fries are, plastic. So wouldn't surprise me if that's what you could do to your driver's license as well. Although it'd probably be better than Burger King's fries.
Hey, you think we could?
You know, you could have a cool YouTube channel thing where maybe you could buy a bunch of Burger King fries for me and I could eat them and we could see if I die or not.
I'm actually not allowed
Could we
to be
swing
there.
by? Could we swing by and see my probation officer at all, or is that out of the way?
I'm cool with that. I mean, I'm not going to the Spitfire Comedy West event, so I mean, I got all
Take
day.
as much stops, as many detours as you want.
Hot Tub
Just
says
hanging out
it's
with
cool,
my best
so-
friends. Grew up with these guys in a Pontiac Aztek or whatever. I've been in this car. You picked me up. I'm a normal passenger. I got a YouTube.
Yeah, your breath smells like you ate a bunch of bugs. I do gotta say that.
Well, it's because I ate those Burger King fries.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Not
that's
a
So
what
I'll tell you
I'm
what,
talking
Hot
about.
Tub, before we go to Spitfire Comedy West, why don't we drop you off at one of the libraries and we'll go try out this possible crab meat.
Why are you guys gonna drop me off? I got a ticket or whatever.
You say whatever.
I can fit.
It
in
kind of
most
seems
feds.
like you don't have the ticket, though.
Let's see the ticket. I mean, we have the tickets on our phones. We have the digital copy.
Yeah,
of the
just pull out
ticket.
your phone.
Yeah, let's see your ticket on your phone.
It's hold on, let me.
What if I throw in a bottle of Di Serono? Leave you at the library with some
It's
Di
right-
Serono.
My ticket is right here in my satchel pack with my stick and bundle. Let me see here. It's right here by my knife. And okay, I'm grabbing my knife. If anyone makes me get out of this car or tries to touch me, I'm going to stab you. So we've established that, and I will be following you for the next couple days until you're able to lose me.
Sounds good. What's the ETA on that ticket?
What's up? It's right here next to my knife. Can't you see
Yeah.
it?
The knife is very big, though, so it's kind of like obscuring the ticket.
It's excessively big. I couldn't get
It's
a
too
smaller
big of
one.
knife. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't really even make a motion. It's like a machete, and I'm
James,
stuck here in the
holy
trunk.
smokes,
So.
you just barely missed that guy. Please, drive. Focus.
I'm trying to get you guys there on time.
Hey,
You
let's
keep messing with your phone.
let's keep it cool, muchachos. New catchphrase I've been trying out at the drive-through. Most reactions not good usually. They should be paid less. Also, I think.
I got one catchphrase. I just want to see my kids again, without a bunch of bullshit. You know. So.
Yeah.
My catchphrase is a major theme on my channel is false advertising. I don't like being lied to by my restaurant, so sometimes if I unwrap a sandwich and it doesn't look like it does in the advert, I will say, "Damn, they should call this the Whopper." because I've been lied to.
Oh, the lie is the Whopper.
Like a
And the
Whopper.
sandwich is the Whopper.
I get
So,
Yeah.
okay. What if it's an actual Whopper you're reviewing?
But what if it's an Impossible Whopper? What do you say?
I'm still workshopping that one.
Well, you can come on my show and talk about it on Taste It or Waste It. This could be episode 57. I don't have any subscribers yet, but you guys. You said you've seen my videos.
You have a YouTube
but
channel, man? You got a channel?
I read that Medium piece on you.
You said
and
you said you've seen it.
It's kind of a standard greeting just to say, I've seen your channel. Here in the YouTube fast foodie community, if you see somebody,
Okay.
you say...
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You say,
I appreciate that.
I've seen your stuff.
Thank you so much.
BK
I just
fries are
honestly
bad,
haven't
my
seen
teeth
this
are
guy's
real.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ja.
Well, you still have to say it, of course. That's just part of being in the community.
It's like a
yeah.
formality.
So you guys just lie. You guys just lie to your fans, all right?
My kids
Yeah.
want to get a dog, and I don't have the room for it because I'm staying at a motel now. And I'm like, I would love to get you guys a dog, but why don't you ask your fucking stepdad to get one because he's so fucking great, you know?
Yeah, that's for real, man.
I mean, I can get you a dog. I can get them for free. I find them all over the place. I can get you a dog. Something about that. I can help you review some food, or you can just watch me eat it, or you can just give me the money to eat it myself. I can get you a dog. I can get you a dog in like 30 minutes.
Hey, you better watch out though. Jaw might eat it.
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about that kind of stuff anymore because I had to take all my videos down where I ate live animals, and I understand why, and I'm not mad about it. It's not a big deal to me.
We've all been there.
It didn't suffer. My channel didn't suffer at all. It's still growing at a rapid rate. My
Did
teeth
the
are still in my
animals
head.
suffer, though? The animals did suffer.
You got to cook a. Well, you're supposed to cook a
You
dog
would
like you do a
swallow it
lobster.
like a snake. You just open up that mouth
Yeah.
and kind of gulp it down.
Hey, Hot Tub, your knife fell out of your bag, man. Can you grab that?
Yeah, let me get. It's really big, man. Ooh, ooh,
Hey, we're
man.
getting close to the venue here, Hot Tub. If we
Get a lot of
don't see
tetanus
a
from this.
ticket from you, I don't know if I should drop you off at the venue.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
He's got
sounds
the
good.
knife.
I'm just kind of the knife. You know, you can slither in somehow. I'll go find a dog. I think that's what I'm gonna do. You guys go eat that hamburger. I'm gonna find a dog, and I'm gonna come in with the dog, get some crab rangoon. I'm gonna give the dog to Delroy, and then he's gonna invite me to stay. Maybe his motel room has 2 beds in it, like a lot of them do, at least for one night if I get him the dog. Are you looking for a specific breed or level of cleanliness? And drop it in the river, get it back, and be better.
They want a dog like they say they love that Odie on the Garfield there. They're like, we want the Odie dog. The dog doesn't even fucking exist. It's not a real breed of dog.
A yellow dog with anime eyes.
So I gotta say, guys, here I'm driving about 125 miles an hour to get you guys where you're going quick through this LA traffic, and I'm coming up on a fork in the road here. And on the left, I see the venue you guys are going to, but on the right fork, I see a dog that looks like Odie.
Ooh.
And like,
Right.
Get the dog. Go to the
I
dog.
just
Let's go
need
get
a
the
little
dog.
instruction here.
We gotta get the dog.
I gotta get it for his
Crab.
kids.
So-
See my
Dog
kids
is
If I drive
fire.
straight-
You gotta get the
If I drive
crab.
straight, there's a nuclear bomb in the middle.
Well,
I'm gonna hit this nuclear
right.
bomb in the middle if I don't turn.
I'll munch it.
All right, well, we got to do something. I don't think it's a big deal. Just keep going 120. We'll get that dog. Just go get the dog. Everybody said the dog.
I said
Everybody
crap.
agreed with the whole hot
Hey,
dog.
No, don't go that way. I'm grabbing the steering wheel.
Well, stop swerving.
I get.
No, just let me stop. Just let me do it.
Hey, come on.
All right, slam on the brakes. You're going to hit that kid.
Oh, we're crashing. We're crashing. We're going to die.
My Uncle Rick taught me a few things. That you can go through life one of 2 ways. The way of beer or the way of whiskey. The way of beer is cool and relaxed. You go through life like it's a lazy river. Never sweating the small stuff, never clenching your jaw, never considering oblivion. You never taste excellence, but that's okay, because you don't desire it. You live happy. The way of whiskey is more elite. Your life is filled with an eternal want, and you never rest. You want nothing but excellence and pursue it like some kind of business demon, wearing a tuxedo, with motivational quotes on the image in front of you. But only one man out of many can be on top. And one man out of many may be happy this way. Uncle Rick taught me all this right before he sawed off his thumb trying to make a gun out of wood.
All right, welcome to the Meconium Manor podcast. We're here in Meconium Manor for the first annual Thrush Fest. I mean, if you're in the Terre Haute scene, you've seen a show here, as long as you're not a cop. And hey, if you're a cop, I bet you've been here too to shut down a show. But I mean,
I ain't got no time for the law.
oh no, man, fuck those cops, man. A cab. But
cab.
I mean, this is
Can I bum one of those? Can I bum one of those? Thanks, dude.
We're here to do something special today, though. This is the first annual Thrush Fest. We got pretty much all the best local bands in town here to perform. There's about 45 bands playing today. They're each doing about 2 or 3 songs. It's going to be fucking... I mean, it's going to be one of the greatest shows in the history of the town, you know?
You know what my favorite part of these fests is going to be? It's going to be the between each set, that last 15 minutes, there's going to be like about 45 minutes of moving around drum sets and sound checking. Dude, that's my favorite part of these fests.
Yeah, no one's sharing a drum
really
kit
like
tonight.
No.
Having all these songs that are about a minute and 15 seconds and just rushing through 3 of them as much as you can, and just everybody has a big old 12-pack by their feet, and the ceiling is about 5 feet tall.
Don't even have to plug in an amp or anything. Just fucking play your guitar without it. Who gives a shit?
Dude, that's fucking punk. That's like what the Spirit's kind of all about, really. But
Well,
like
that's why
right
we
now,
chose this. That's why we chose this house, because we realized that the ceilings weren't 8 feet tall like most places. They're 5 feet, because I want everyone to be hunched over and uncomfortable when they're like sitting there watching this 3.5 minute set by some dude who can't play his instrument.
A lot of times there'll be people that'll come into stuff like this and they'll think like, wow, this basement, they're having all the stuff in the basement. That must be because the first floor and second floor are very nice. And you would be mistaken. The first floor and the second floor have a lot of kind of sleeping bags around, a lot of, people just kind of making their way. Myself, I'm going to be sleeping in my station wagon out back when all this is said and done.
And
Yeah,
I mean, it gets to the
before
point
we,
where I consider the black mold of this place to be the 5th roommate. You know, like he pays rent at this point. He has his own
Right.
band. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
So you
maybe
go
we should,
take a
before
leak
we
and
get
there's,
ahead
like-
of ourselves, maybe we should introduce the roommates here.
Oh, yeah. We should say who everybody is and whatnot.
So I'm Musty Joe. I people probably know me. I run Gunt Records. Pretty much any band in town that you like is signed to my label. I just been putting out, probably 2 or 3 albums a week. Just keeping the scene alive. Anyone else want to introduce themselves, or?
Yeah, it's me. It's me, Frankie Vomit. What's up? You probably best know me from my power violence shoegaze band called Cumcopter. That's my big one. You also might have seen me in Eric Trump, the band. You might have seen my down-tempo reggae band, Rather Large Tits. And I just started my a cappella noise group, Barbara Bush's Bush. So you've probably seen me somewhere before.
I've seen you play a couple different places. I ain't get to town as much as I'd like to, but I saw you down at the ass pit, and I think you were with, what was the name of that band you were with at the time?
That was when I was doing Tyrannosaurus Brexit.
Yeah, you were doing Tyrannosaurus
Yeah,
Brexit.
about
that
2
was
weeks ago.
That was during the that was during the show when that girl just like gave that dude a head on stage.
Right.
You played. It was consensual, though. Everyone made sure they tapped her on the
Yeah.
shoulder and said, "You want to be doing this,
Well,
right?"
that's why I stopped the show, and I made sure everything was okay. Everybody was okay with what was going down.
everybody
man.
okay
And
with this?
Everyone
And
was
everyone,
fine.
once they
Show
found
of
out it
hands
was okay,
in the
everyone
audience.
threw a beer
That was
can
the-
on stage.
That was the tightest 3 minutes and 6 songs I ever heard in my life, man.
Right. Well, we didn't practice for that, and none of us had played together before, so like I don't even remember.
I never would have known, man. That set was fucking legendary, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really
put out that
appreciate
live
that.
7-inch of that show, but the show was too short to do both sides, so it's just one side of the 7-inch and the other side's a picture.
Now,
disc.
that was the name of one of your bands at a point, too, Mickey, right? Live 7-inch? It was about your penis?
Oh, sorry. What's up?
We didn't.
Yeah, you had that band named Live 7-inch, and you had that Bandcamp cover where
Yeah.
you're holding a record like it's your penis.
Yeah, I mean it was like 7 years ago.
Dude,
Man,
my
I'm not gonna lie. We
my
got in
friend took
trouble
that
for that
photo.
one. That one was kind of like
Mostly-
we caught a lot
yeah.
of flack for that. Like you doing
Well,
that
like,
shit, man.
the B side, like the fold or whatever inside, it was just my asshole.
Dude, that's so fucking cool, man.
That
That's,
was sick, man. That's like
Now I'm
fuck
like
it,
mostly
that's
like
kinda
people
that
probably know me
energy.
mostly for David Foster, Ben Wallace, but also like we got other like,
Legendary.
we got